possible you'd do something like that on Weird Al's birthday.
You know the rule.
Yeah, but it's weird. I know.
No
Nope.
song parodies.
No.
I lobbied for it. Carrie said no.
Believe me. It seems.
It's no song parodies.
Yeah, but the rule is no song parodies and no cartoon caricatures.
Exactly.
Of
No,
us.
you're absolutely right. Absolutely correct. So,
On this day,
yes.
Ryan Reynolds was born. He is, 42 today.
Okay. 42. Wow.
And that from the Deadpool soundtrack.
Deadpool loves Shoop.
So
Okay. Okay.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. Got it. Okay. I'm there.
Yeah.
I'm there.
I'd say he's a national treasure, but he's Canadian.
He's
So I
Canadian.
guess he's a Canadian national treasure.
And he's probably stoned.
No.
That's all they do in Canada
No.
anymore. Smoke weed.
Well-
Have you seen the pictures?
Is that all they're doing?
They're
Everybody?
Everybody's lined up at the pot shop.
Justin Trudeau? There are pictures
Yep,
of him
you bet.
stoned?
No kidding. He and his,
Anne Murray, is
he
she
and his
stoned?
yoga wife, Gordon Lightfoot, high as a kite. High as a kite, ladies and gentlemen. Gordon Lightfoot. William Shatner,
Hi?
doobie hanging out of his mouth right
Justin
now.
Bieber?
Well,
Well.
that goes without saying.
yeah, before.
Christopher Plummer, stoned. I'm telling you.
So what Bill is saying is that this would be the perfect time to invade Canada right now.
They'll
not,
never see it coming.
They're not looking.
They're not ready.
No, they're not looking. They're just like, wow. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with Canada.
Nothing. It'll be fine.
It will have,
Tourism will increase.
and I don't mean this in a bad way necessarily, but it will have consequences, ramifications, things will happen. It will change Canadian society in certain ways.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
It hasn't in the. I mean, this.
One of
how
the
many
states.
states?
Colorado.
How much has it changed?
Nevada.
It's
Really?
changed lots of things. It's changed the economy.
Yeah, they've got lots of money for schools.
It's changed all kinds of things. But an entire country, it'll have effects.
Is it
I'm not saying they'll be bad necessarily.
Uruguay?
Uruguay, I believe.
Yeah, Uruguay has had it legalized for many years.
Yeah, I don't know.
And they haven't had any negatives.
I don't know
that they could speak to.
Yeah, I don't know if it's. I assume Canada has studied that, but it will have effects. I'm not saying they'll be bad or just it will do things to Canada. Hope it'll stimulate the economy. And there will be. I think Colorado has reported. They have law enforcement challenges. How do we deal with this? How do we deal with that?
Well, because I mean, one of the hardest things for them is DUI.
Yeah,
because there's no roadside test for if you're under the influence of marijuana. You can't blow it. There's no breathalyzer for marijuana, and more people are driving under the influence of marijuana. That's a problem.
Yeah, I don't know how accurate roadside breathalyzer tests are for alcohol, really.
But at least they have them.
It gives you an indication, but then if it gives you an indication, they still have to blood test you.
Yeah.
They'll go, well, we better take you in and blood test you.
But there's no,
No, you have to pee in a cup and then send it in, and then a month later they could say, well, looks like there was some marijuana in your system.
Well, I don't even remember. That was a month
Yeah,
ago.
what? Where do we send? I forget where we send it.
I can't be responsible for something that happened a month ago.
What show is this? Are we doing a show today?
I think we
Is
have
this the Radio
to.
from Hell show?
I mean, not yet. We haven't started.
We haven't
it
officially
yet.
started yet.
Okay, so it's not the
Yeah.
Radio from Hell show at this point, but it will be after we officially begin the program, which we have to do in a couple of seconds. So I guess we ought to contemplate doing that. And one of the ways we do that is with your check-ins at 877-602-9696. So if you call that number and just kind of check in and let us know that you're out there and that you are expecting something out of us. In 4 hours, we expect you to do something. Just give us a drop of entertainment or information.
I can guarantee a drop.
Just a drop.
A
87.
hint?
Yeah, just a little, like a smidgen. A little soupçon.
I wouldn't go as far as a schmear.
Not a
No,
schmear?
that's a
But I'll
lot.
say a drop.
Like just a little tidbit of entertainment
I
or
won't.
information.
I won't even dollop.
How
I
about
won't
a,
even.
How about a tid?
No.
A bit? Not a tidbit, just a tid or a bit. How about a tittle? A jot? A jot of entertainment.
I'm back to drop.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Just call 877-602-9696. Tell us in 3 words or less, if you had the power to make people do your bidding,
Ooh.
what would you make them do? In 3 words or less. If you just had some kind of magical power to make, I can command you to 3 words or less, what would you make people do? 877-602-9696. Check in with the Radio from Hell show. And we have tickets to see Taylor Mack to a random checker-inner.
All right. Thank you very much. We'll get things started after these. Brooklinen.com. So the alarm goes off at 3. And Ripley is sleeping right next to me. She gets up. And instead of our usual routine, which is go outside and go potty, she immediately starts digging back
Oh yeah,
under
it's too cold out
the
there.
sheets. She doesn't want to get out from her Brooklinen sheets. She loves them so much. The 5-star quality hotel quality sheets for everyday life. That was the plan from the get-go from Vicky and Rich, who started Brooklinen.com some time ago. They found out that a lot of bedding is marked up unnecessarily. So they found a way in manufacturing to make 5-star quality sheets for less than the price. Go on their website. It explains it better than I possibly could about how it's not necessarily about thread count. It's all about how the manufacturing is done. Buttery smooth is how I call them. My Brooklinen sheets are the best, most comfortable sheets I've ever slept on. Brooklinen.com giving an exclusive offer just for our listeners. Get $20 off and free shipping when you use promo code Jackson at brooklinen.com. They are so sure you're going to love your new sheets. They offer a risk-free 60-night satisfaction guarantee and a lifetime warranty on all of their sheets and comforters. The only way to get $20 off and free shipping is to use the promo code Jackson at brooklinen.com. So that's BROOKLINEN.com. The promo code Jackson, my last name, JACKSON. These really are the best sheets ever.
X90. (877-602-9696) or text us at 33986. Message and data rates apply.
Well, so far, Frank and Chad have called in. They're expecting a drop of entertainment on the 4-hour show today. But if there's one more line, and so if one other person doesn't call, all they're going to get is a crumb of entertainment. So we need one more person to call 877-602-9696 for a drop of entertainment. But let's officially begin the program, and then we'll deal with those check-ins.
Brought to you by the luminous Taylor Mack, returning to Salt Lake for a 24-decade history of popular music. Don't miss the show everyone will be talking about Friday, November 2nd at Kingsbury Hall. Tickets at utahpresents.org. And we have tickets to Taylor Mack to give to a random checker-inner.
All right, so do it. The moon is very close to full, 98.3% of full. The moon will rise today at 6:30 a.m., today being Tuesday. It's the 23rd day of October in the year of our Lord 2018. And this is North America's most platitudinous radio broadcast. It's the Radio from Hell show, starring the Lords of Morning Radio. We are the sons of Soros. Now, don't worry. Mr. Soros is okay.
He's fine.
He's fine. We'll tell you about that. There was a scare, a threat to Mr. Soros' well-being. We'll tell you about that coming up in the news. We are the Radio from Hell show, the Lords of Morning Radio. Kerry Jackson right there. I'm Bill Allred. There's Gina Barberi over there. We're concerned, Mr. Soros, but we know you're okay. Richard Stedman is the producer of this show. Dylan Allred, no relation, is producing video for the show. You can see it at x96.com/live. And I believe Cynthia is here today helping out with the show. And she's fine, too. We'll talk more about that later coming up as well. So there you go. Now, check-ins, right?
Yeah.
877-602-9696. What were your 3 words or less?
3 words or less, all you have to do. If you had the power to make people do your bidding, magical powers, what would you make them do? Tell us in 3 words or less.
All right, let's see what we got. Let's start with Chad.
Chad?
Hey.
Chad!
Good morning.
Morning.
Chad, how are you, friend?
I'm doing pretty good, thanks. How are you guys?
Good, good. Chad, what would you make people do in 3 words or less if you had power over them?
I'd make them drive like me.
Because you're an excellent driver?
Well, I don't know about that,
Oh.
but I'm a safe driver and efficient driver.
Well, let me ask this question to not just Chad, but to everyone. I would ask you personally, and answer this correctly. Are you a bad driver? No one will say, yes, I'm a bad driver.
Everyone thinks they have a sense of
Everybody-
humor
yeah.
and that they're a good driver.
Exactly. Everybody thinks they're funny, and everybody thinks they're a great driver.
I would answer that question this way. Most of the time, I'm a good driver. I do make mistakes, however. I error occasionally, but most of the time I'm a good driver. Chad, thanks for checking in with us.
Yeah, you guys take care.
Bye.
You too.
All right. Frank.
Hello, Frank.
Good morning.
Frank,
Morning.
what would you do if you had power over people, make them do your bidding in 3 words or less? What would you do?
Use common sense.
That's
Wow.
kind of a general thing, but it
Back
works for...
to my original argument. Everybody thinks they have common sense.
What is in your estimation, Frank? What is common sense?
I don't know. I work with teenage boys, and they don't even know not to put, like, dish detergent in a washing machine. So,
They're dumb.
They're dumb. Them boys is dumb. Thanks, Frank.
yeah,
All
thank
right.
you.
They don't know the difference between their...
That's hilarious.
They're butting a hole in the ground.
Ashley.
Hello.
Hi.
Ashley. Nice to hear from you.
It's good to hear you guys.
If you had power over people, what would you make them do?
I would make them pee their pants.
Why?
Well,
because it's funny. Can you imagine
think
standing there and someone makes you very upset?
I think we should give Ashley the tickets.
I think a lot of Americans with incontinence would disagree with you.
I think Ashley gets the tickets.
Ashley, did you go see A Star Is Born?
Did I?
Yeah. Did you see that movie?
No, I heard people talk about it yesterday at work, and one girl said it made her cry, so I'm sort of steering clear. But I could go. I would go.
There is
Everyone needs a good cry.
Ashley, there is a scene in the movie which maybe is supposed to make you cry, but you would probably laugh because a guy pees his pants. It's supposed to be sad, but I guess you'd laugh your head off.
Mm-hmm.
I do have some weird humor, yeah.
All right.
Ashley, hang on the line. We'll get your information. You can get those Taylor Mac tickets.
Yay!
All right.
Yeah.
Hang on.
Does he pee his pants on the show?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Did you watch the movie, Gina?
No. Taylor Mac.
Oh, Taylor Mac. I thought you were asking about A Star Is Born. No, I don't believe he does.
People texting in. Agree with Thanos. Take their medicine.
You'd make them take their medicine.
Think for yourself.
I don't like it when people think for
No.
themselves.
Sometimes that goes
I think
awry.
the past 2 years we've seen that. Bring me food.
Yeah.
Destroy my ex.
Ooh.
Well.
Destroy my enemies.
Murder my enemies.
Yeah.
Rich help poor.
Uh-huh.
Light my bong. Make soft tacos.
Do your bidding. Make soft tacos.
Try voting responsibly.
Yeah.
Clean my apartment.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
5-day weekends.
Yeah.
A lot of clean my house. A lot of that. So Tyler is.
Hi, Tyler.
Make soft tacos.
Another?
I was going around a sharp corner. I have more than 3 words,
Yeah.
but I have beef with the person that said common sense, teenagers' common sense, using dishwasher detergent or using soap detergent in the dishwasher.
Yeah.
That is learned behavior. That is not common sense. There's no way you can predict how those molecules will interact.
Okay. Thank
That's
you.
all. Thank you.
All right.
Thanks.
Sometimes it's better just to move them. Yeah. Sometimes it's better.
Oh, I think, is there a little blood coming out of the corner of my eye? Yeah.
A little bit. All right.
Thanks, Tyler. Thanks a lot.
Traffic, let's see. We've got some wet roads. This is up further north. Not causing any accidents so far, but you might need to slow down a bit. And there are no accidents to tell you about. I've got green cameras all the way up and down the Wasatch Front. Unless you see something, you want to report it to us. I appreciate it when you do. Text us 33986. Brought to you by Rocky Mountain Power. Being WattSmart, your business has the power to reduce energy use, save money, earn cash incentives. Learn more at wattsmart.com.
Were you aware that Beauty and the Beast is an enchanted ballet designed for children of all ages?
I was aware of Beauty and the Beast,
but I mean, you know the cartoon, the Disney movie.
Yes.
You know,
There was a live-action movie with Hermione.
There was a live-action movie made a long time ago, a French movie that's really wonderful, a surrealist movie. I was in a stage play of Beauty and the Beast once a long time ago.
Were you the Beast?
I know, I played a dwarf, as a matter of fact. But Ballet West 2, dancers and students from the Ballet West Academy join them for a magical 1-hour journey into the classic fairy tale Beauty and the Beast, featuring full sets, costumes, and story narration. And this family favorite follows Beauty and her tragic beast in a tale of promise, friendship, and love. Choreography conceived and produced by Adam Skloot. Choreography by Pamela Robinson-Harris and Peggy Dolkus. Single tickets and season packages are available now at balletwest.org.
When Radio from Hell concludes, the music begins.
Here's what Bill Allred is thinking when he's not on the air. Gotta think up some new features for Radio from Hell. Spice the show up. Maybe we could do a top 10 list. No, every morning show has ripped that idea off from Letterman. What about bringing back that character I used to do? PBA bowling champ Wayne Zahn. God, no. That was stupid then, and it'd be stupid now. What about a character who can read minds or predict the future? No. That's too much like Karnak. Double time checks might make things sound snappier. It's 7:27, 27 minutes after 7. Geez, that's stupid. God, I just know I'm going to be thinking about this all day.
Here's what Kerry Jackson is thinking when he's not on the air.
Oh, we gotta start working on this new Space Elders bit for this fall. And maybe we should call it Elders in Space. No, that's too much like pigs in space. Space Elders, that's it. Man, it's gonna take a lot of production, music, and sound effects. Good acting jobs by Bill and Chunga, which is next to impossible. Maybe I'll ask the janitor to do a role, even he'd be better than those guys. Man, this Space Elders is gonna take a lot of work, but it's really gonna spice up the show when we get it going. Man, I'm gonna be thinking about this all day.
Here's what Jimmy Chunga is thinking when he's not on the air.
Pudding, chocolate pudding, vanilla pudding, butterscotch pudding, rice pudding, tapioca. Oh man, I love pudding. Jello pudding pops, chocolate and vanilla pudding swirled together. Oh, pudding. P-U-D-I-D. Oh, pudding. I'd kill everyone in this room for one spoonful of sweet, sweet pudding.
Utah's original alternative X96.
All right, 6:35. Time for Big Boy News and Opinioendo, brought to you by
Lucky's Auto Credit. 77 cents in a job gets you a car. That's awesome. They'll front the tax, title, and license. 77 cents total to drive away today. Apply online at luckysautocredit.com.
Well, before we go any further, I just want everybody to know Bob Barker's okay. I think.
Is he all right?
I think he's okay. He had to be rushed to the hospital. Former Price is Right host had to be rushed to the hospital, but he has a back problem of some sort.
Oh,
and he's kind of old, you know.
How old is he?
94.
A little bit.
But I think he's going to be okay. He's a severe back pain, but I think he's going to be okay.
Have your pets spayed or neutered.
There he is.
All right, now there was and I live close to the University of Utah. I slept through all of this. I didn't know what was going on until this morning. But there was a shooting on the University of Utah campus last night. A female University of Utah student was shot and killed on the campus last night, according to Lieutenant Brian Whalen of the University of Utah Police. The woman had a dispute with 37-year-old Melvin Rowland, with whom she had a prior relationship. Shots were fired, and police found the woman dead in a car in a medical tower's parking lot. Police, at least of this writing, had not released her name, although it has now been released. The campus was put on lockdown shortly after the shooting was reported, just before 9 p.m. The University of Utah has released a statement about it. Now, Cynthia, one of our interns here, is a student at the University of Utah, and classes are canceled today, right, Cynthia?
Yes, they are.
How did you find out about all of this?
So I was actually asleep.
You were asleep?
I was asleep, sorry. Since I have to get up early in the morning, and I was woken up by a call from my father asking if I was safe, if I was okay.
Now, you're not on campus, are you?
No, but I do live about 3 blocks from campus on 500 South, so not far.
Okay.
But he had explained that there was a shooting, and then I looked at my phone, and there's a University of Utah alert text system used only for emergencies. So last year when we had a similar shooting,
right,
a text went out saying there was a secure in place, and so a similar text went out last night to secure in place.
Now, are you from Salt Lake?
I am, born and raised.
So your dad lives in Salt Lake?
Yes, my parents are about 10 minutes from the U.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so he was concerned, obviously.
Yes, and last year I did live on campus, but I was not affected.
Now, when he called you, so at that time the suspect had not been apprehended.
No, the text had just gone out, and he had called me just a few moments after.
And then did they send you out another one that says classes have been canceled?
Yes, so they sent out an alert every 30 minutes about updates on the investigation and the suspect, and then I believe it was about midnight that they decided to cancel all classes for today.
Yeah, see, so what happened, I don't know how they tracked this guy down, but they found him in a church. They followed him. They found him in a church on 6 South, and he went into the church. They knew he was in there, and then apparently he shot himself inside the church, and he's deceased. The president of the University of Utah, Ruth Watkins, sent out this message that our friend Stephanie sent me an email. Several members of our let me go back up here. It is with tremendous sadness that I share the news that Lauren McCluskey, an accomplished student athlete who came to the University of Utah from Pullman, Washington, was killed Monday night on our campus. Lauren was a highly regarded member of the university's track and field team and an outstanding scholar, a senior majoring in communication. Several members of our university administration spoke with Lauren's family last night, and I have also reached out to them. Her family is understandably in shock at the news about their daughter. They are heartbroken We have and continue to offer our full support to them at this terrible time. We have canceled day and evening classes for Tuesday, October 23rd, to allow our campus community to grieve the senseless loss of this bright young woman. We have made our counseling and support services available to students, staff, and faculty, to everybody on the campus. The Associated Students of the University of Utah and our athletics department are planning a vigil for Lauren on Wednesday at 5 p.m. on the steps of the Park building. I will be joining them to pay my respects and offer my support to Lauren's friends and family and the entire campus community. The police investigation is still underway, but here is a brief overview of what happened. At about 8:20 p.m., University police received a report of a possible abduction in a parking lot outside a residence hall. Police responded, and as they searched the area, they discovered Lauren deceased in a parked car near the south tower of the Medical Plaza, a residential hall on campus. Police issued a secure-in-place order for campus as they searched for a suspect. The order remained in effect until just before midnight. After police determined the suspect had left the area, he was later found deceased at an off-campus location. It was that church I mentioned on, I think it was on 6th South. I forget the name of it. I'll look it up here in a minute. I deeply appreciate quick response by University of Police Chief Dale Brophy. It goes on. She talks about the grieving. As a campus community, we share grief over this tragic loss. Our deepest sympathy extended to Lauren's family and friends.
You know, Cynthia, I'd forgotten that it had been about a year, almost a year to the day, when that other shooting was. As a student, how does it make you feel to have these things happening more regularly, it seems like?
It's definitely concerning. Also concerning they happened in both of a similar part of campus. That part of campus is kind of dark, and a lot of students live up there. That's where all of the residence halls live up there. So having friends who still live in the residence halls up there, it's concerning that they're in that, more dangerous environment.
The other incident happened in the daytime, however. I mean, it was, as I recall, it was that married couple and the guy.
No, he tried to steal a guy's car.
Right, yeah, but it was in the daytime.
No, that was at about the same time at night as well.
Yeah, that's the way I remember it.
I remember it was a Monday night. I was not on campus once again, but very similar situation.
They followed the church was the Trinity AME Church in Salt Lake. The police apparently tracked him to that church. They found him and followed him to that church. He went inside 6 South and 2nd East, the Trinity AME Church. Thanks, Cynthia.
You're welcome. And I want to say one more thing. Even in light of this tragedy, I had many friends and students I know at the U all texting each other, being like, "Are you okay? Are you safe?" And so it was nice to see that the community kind of came together to make sure everyone else was safe in this time of tragedy.
Good. Glad to hear that.
Senator Jim Debacus said legislators should at least try marijuana before it's up for a vote.
Come on, let's all do it.
And debate in Utah in just a few weeks. So he went to Nevada, where the drug is legal, to try and give it a try for the first time. Senator Debacus, who's known for his public political stunts, drove to Las Vegas and tried cannabis. And he now wants Utahns and fellow legislators to know that it's not such a big deal. Here it goes. I'm going to try it, Debacus said in a Facebook Live video. Debacus said it was his first time ever trying marijuana. He selected an edible gummy bear for the test. I wouldn't recommend it as sheer candy. It's kind of bitter, he said. I can attest to that. This is Channel 2, spoke with the senator to ask why, after decades, he decided to do it. Well, it dawned on me on the floor of the Senate that the legislature is going to have the final say on this medical marijuana, and we don't even know what it is. We haven't ever tried it. I thought maybe somebody should try it. And so he did, and he said, well, I guess I felt a little high after a while, but it was no big deal, and it didn't change my life at all.
That's
Donald.
good.
Gina just discovered this story in the Daily Mail, the British press. Parts of Jamal Khashoggi's body, including his disfigured face, have been found on the grounds of the Saudi Consulate General's home in Istanbul, it has been claimed. It has been claimed. The remains were found in the garden of property, Sky News reported, shortly after the Turkish president had claimed a corpse had not yet been discovered. It's not clear how much of his remains were found, but it follows an earlier claim from a Turkish politician who said some had been discovered in a well on the consulate grounds. Earlier, President Erdogan claimed Khashoggi's savage murder was planned by a Saudi hit squad who disabled CCTV at the Istanbul consulate before killing the writer and giving his body to a local fixer. In an explosive speech, Erdogan said there were strong signs a Saudi team plotted to kill the dissident journalist days before his death on October 2nd. The president described it as a political murder, but stopped short of directly blaming Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, instead demanding to know who gave the orders. But it looks like they have evidence in terms of body parts.
Remains.
We'll see. Donald Trump says Ted Cruz isn't lying Ted anymore.
Oh, he's beautiful.
He's beautiful Ted. He's not lying Ted anymore. He's beautiful Ted.
I know I talked bad about his wife and his dad.
His dad did help kill Kennedy.
But, that's all behind us.
Trump also said that he calls him Cruz and Texas Ted. He said he doesn't regret claiming that Cruz's father, Rafael Cruz, was involved in the assassination of former President John Kennedy and a close associate of assassin Lee Harvey Oswald. I don't regret anything, said the president, ever. Trump has also
he doesn't.
Previously criticized Cruz's job performance, focused on his birthplace of Canada, and remarked negatively on the appearance of Heidi Cruz. You know what's even worse, though, that Trump does all of those things, is that Ted Cruz smiles and takes it.
Exactly.
I'm a maniac.
And I'm concerned that this whole, caravan thing, if Beto O'Rourke had some sort of momentum, that maybe that happening at the same time is gonna bring out the Republican voters even more.
We see that's what they're doing. That it's 2,000 miles away.
That's the big bad.
But they're presenting it on the news like it's right next to us. It's right there. They're doing that on purpose.
Here's maybe what's going to happen is that you'll see Donald Trump at the border. Mm-hmm. At the border, saying, I'm going to stop them from coming in. See, he'll be down there at the border.
I know words. I have the best words.
Shepard Smith on Fox News conducted a fact check on Monday after President Trump tweeted that unknown Middle Easterners are hiding amongst the caravan of migrants.
They're brown. They all mix in.
Making its way to the United States southern border. Trump called the situation a national emergency and said he had alerted the military. Shep Smith responded, an important note here. Fox News knows of no evidence to suggest the president is in any way accurate on this matter, and the president has offered no evidence to support what he has said. I heard a report on CNN this morning, a reporter who was down there with them, the Hondurans who are coming this way. Mm-hmm. He's walking with them, talking to them, saying, this is a group mainly of women and children.
Yeah. Exactly.
He also said, you know what's really shameful is that there are a bunch of Christians back in the United States who are praying. There's a hurricane now threatening the west coast of Mexico, who are praying for the hurricane to strike Mexico and kill all of these people.
Yeah.
These people fleeing violence and poverty and
Christians.
I would tell you this, and maybe this will cheer you up. Martin Rees is Britain's astronomer royal, a professor at Cambridge University, and one of the leading cosmologists in the world. In a 2003 book called Our Final Hour, he gave civilization a 50-50 chance of surviving the 21st century.
Wait, what? I thought you said this would make us feel better.
Yeah. An estimate he reached after surveying all the ways humanity could destroy itself. He has followed that book with another one about existential threats titled On the Future, Prospects for Humanity, and the upshot of the new book is clear. The choices we make today and the next couple of decades will likely determine the fate of life on Earth. It's probably unlikely that we will make the right decisions.
Well, again, you said this would make me feel better. It doesn't make me feel any better.
Gina, I think we get what we deserve.
What?
And the way things are going,
that's depressing.
I don't think so at all.
You don't?
No. No, not at all.
All right, sports, weather, traffic.
Oh, Paula Abdul fell off the stage.
She's fine. She's just fine.
It was pretty funny to watch.
Paula?
I'm okay.
So the Jazz were not okay last night. They should have beaten the Memphis Grizzlies, and they didn't, and they lost pretty badly, 92-84. We'll try again tomorrow. They play the Rockets at 6 o'clock. And your World Series, I saw Jim DeBackus is a Red Sox fan. When he tried his edible, he was wearing a Red Sox shirt. It's the Red Sox and the Dodgers starting the World Series tonight at 6 o'clock. Weather, we still have some spotty sprinkles, mainly further north, but we should be partly cloudy today, 67 for a high. And traffic is moving very well. I see no accidents. UDOT not reporting anything. You can report if you want. It's fun. Just make sure you are pulled over or stopped when you let us know at 33986. What you're seeing, it's the news you trust from the most experienced team in Utah. 2 News. Check out the new KUTV.com.
So, I live very close to the University of Utah. So I just got up this morning. What time? About 2:45. And just at that moment, my son, he stays up all night. And
not Dylan.
No, little Bill.
Oh, I thought you working at the haunted house is what you meant. But.
Well, that's part of the reason he stays up all night. I mean, he gets home at, midnight, 1 o'clock, and then he stays up and does, I don't know, farts around. As 19,
literally.
Literally. And, I've determined that his room, by the way, I'll open the door to his room, and it's chaos in there, and it is the place where all farts in the universe come from.
They originate.
It is the place where all farts come from.
It's like a reverse black hole.
It is. It's just like, I'm not kidding. You open the door and you just go, oh my God. It's just
like, for farts.
Yeah. It's so anyway, he opened, I was in the bathroom and he opened the door and I said, what, just leave me alone. I'm getting ready for work. I'm just grumpy in the morning and I don't want to talk to anybody. And he said, okay, but I just think I should warn you, be careful when you're going out of the driveway. And I'm thinking, what? What? I said, what? There's some obstruction there or something. He said, he said, there's an active shooter. I said, what? No, I'm thinking he's just messing around.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Leave me alone.
He was trying to help you.
Yeah. He said, no, I'm not kidding. What do you mean you're not kidding? What do you mean there's an active shooter? On the University of Utah campus, there's an active shooter. And now this time I'm going, what? What are you talking about? And he's talking about the shooting that happened. He said, there's an active shooter up there, Dad, and they might be in the neighborhood right now.
They might.
And I'm going, but and he said, look on your phone. So
he was helping you.
Yes, but in a really unhelpful way because I look on my phone and I go, oh my God.
How is that unhelpful? He alerted you to that.
No, what I wish he had done is he should have awakened me earlier because I would have locked made sure all the doors were locked. I would have made.
You don't go to bed with all the doors locked?
Well, I go to bed earlier than everybody else.
Oh.
I would have.
It's not somebody's job to make the rounds, the last person to go to bed to make sure everything's.
I would hope so. But I would like to know for sure.
Well, at age 19, I think he's capable of doing that, right?
Have that
locking the house down?
I'm not trusting it. No. As a matter of fact, I go upstairs and there are windows open up in the top floor, and I looked on my phone and by that time he didn't know. As a matter of fact, he didn't know. He went to bed and I looked on my phone and I went, oh, they've got him. So by that
But
time,
still, for a few minutes, you're like,
well, like for 45
Yeah.
seconds, I'm going, oh, gee, it woke me up quick. I'm going, oh man, and I'm also thinking, do I really want to go out to my car this morning? There are places.
if they hadn't caught him, would you have? I mean, you would have obviously gone out.
but I would have taken more precautions than I normally do. I would have taken a big flashlight with me to the car, for instance, because there are dark places in my yard. You know, I mean, I would have gotten
places to hide.
I would have gone, oh, where's my big flashlight? And you know, I have a big heavy flashlight that I would have taken, and I would have been more cautious. Had they not caught him, because he could easily have been hiding somewhere on my property. So, but it just, you know.
But he was, and if you didn't hear it, they found him, and
yeah, if they,
he's not a threat anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad for myself. I'm glad that they found him before I ever had to worry about it much. But okay, Dad, active shooter, I'm going to bed. Thanks, son. Thanks a lot.
You want some good news is that the traffic so far this morning, everything is flowing pretty well. I see all green cameras from Davis County to the point of the mountain. So unless you see something differently, you can let us know. Text it to us, 33986.
All right, so let's see. We got round one of your boners coming up in a moment. Stand by for that, along with Big Boy News and Opinnuendo. Probably getting up right now thinking, I got to get ready for work, go brush my teeth. Quip is the name of the new electric toothbrush that everybody's talking about, created by dentists and designers, designed to make brushing your teeth more simple, affordable, and even enjoyable. Now, what I like about it is that it's small. You can travel with this one really well. And it's battery operated.
It doesn't need a charger, right?
You don't need the charging station. It's not, my other one is just huge, and it was a pain in the ass to travel with. This one is great to travel with. Takes up next to no space on your countertop there in the bathroom. Even has a little sticky thing on it if you want to stick it to your mirror.
Oh.
You can just put it right in there. Sensitive sonic vibrations, gentle enough on your gums, because some people brush too hard, and some electric toothbrushes are too abrasive. It has a built-in 2-minute timer. It pulses every 30 seconds to remind you when to switch sides, because most of us don't brush for the full 2 minutes that dentists recommend. That's why I love Quip and why they're backed by over 20,000 dental professionals. Quip starts at just $25. And if you go to getquip.com/X96 right now, you get your first refill pack for free with a Quip electric toothbrush. See, they'll send you new heads every 3 months. So that's your first refill pack for free at getquip.com/X96. That's getquip.com/X96. Be sure to put that /X96 on there so that, we get the credit, and B, you get this deal.
X96 is the home of the 1-hour nonstop music wingding.
Rod Stewart.
What?
I just saw this. There's pictures of Rod Stewart and his wife getting a cozy lunch date at the Subway near their Essex home. There's a picture of them sitting in the Subway. They ordered 2 6-inch subs.
Really? What beverage did they have, Gina? Did they have? I don't know if Subway is a Coke or a Pepsi venue. I'm not sure.
I'm not sure.
I hope they had a cola.
You don't think of Rod Stewart as.
I don't think of Rod Stewart. Period.
And he didn't wait in the car and send his wife in.
Why would he?
He's just sitting there.
Why would he? He's a chivalrous man.
If I'm really hungry, I stop by the Subway. Come on, honey, let's get some.
See?
Thank you.
That means you might bump into Carrie, Bill, or Gina at the grocery store. So if that happens, hey, ask for a selfie with them. Say cheese, Bill. Bill, say cheese. Bill, 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 say cheese.
Don't you know who I am?
All right, before we get to emails of interest.
Yes.
Dylan, we got a new one we got to do here.
A new what?
Our new food challenge. Fried chicken, Popeye's fried chicken.
Uh-huh.
They are now doing deep fried Oreos.
What?
Yep.
At the
Now, are they? Because remember, we had these microwaved ones that were just
They
an
were terrible.
abomination.
Yeah. They were
terrible.
bad.
Yeah.
But we didn't. Yeah, but these are fresh,
these
fried
are actual
from.
You have to go
fried?
there.
Available starting Monday, October 1st.
Now, where is a?
Oh wait, I'm sorry. It's in Boston only. Oh damn it! That's what I get for
I'm
not
not going
reading.
all the way to Boston.
Could you get the? Well, let's get some airline tickets and
Okay.
go to Boston for.
Don't we
a
have
day.
a petty cash? Don't we have a Radio from Hell slush fund?
Yeah. Let's start a Patreon to get us.
Call
to-
call Mr. Soros.
Yes. Oh, Mr. Soros said get us to Boston. Maybe even some World Series tickets.
There we go.
All right.
All right.
Sorry, Dylan. I didn't mean to get you excited. I should have read all the way down to the bottom of the article. Sorry. All right. Is this sponsored though?
The emails of interest? No.
No.
No. It's just all.
So
on
they're
its
not
own.
interesting enough to have a sponsor.
Well, I think your business here.
You gonna try that again? Are you ready?
801-524-2600. Your business here.
There we go.
Emails of interest.
I'm trying to forward this to Dylan so he could put some of these. There we go. I'm having a little trouble with that. There we go. So this email of interest, I wanted to make this a boner candidate, and so did the person who sent it to me, but I'm not sure about it.
All right.
So I wanted to.
Let us help you.
Yeah, I wanted to make. I didn't have a chance to research it. I
Okay.
wanted to make sure this is true,
Okay.
or maybe it's not as bad as it appears.
Okay.
This comes from someone named Amanda. Hi, Bill. I just came across a post about a men's week that's going on at Snow Canyon High School in St. George. I am appalled and can't believe this is real. But the info and photos come directly from a parent of a student and the school's website. And here's what the mom said. Local friends, I'm not okay with this. I'm speechless. I don't understand how in this day and age a public taxpayer-funded school administrator would think this was a good idea. These posters are from Men's Week at the high school my oldest daughter attends. These posters, among many others, with statements such as, men are the superior gender, were complemented by an assembly to find the best man in the school through a wrestling competition in which kids bloodied themselves to be declared the best man. Meanwhile, boys get to go home early, get to be served exclusively at a special lunch counter, get to listen to the school principal, a man in case you were uncertain, celebrate, in his words, toxic masculinity while speaking derisively of anyone who gets offended. This is not okay at any school, but much less so at a public school that my daughter attends. She started here this year with hope for a better education and experience than her last school, and now we're worried. Also, in case you're interested, there's no Women's Week on the calendar, no Girls' Day celebration, no early release for girls, no special treatment for girls on the calendar for the whole school year. And then there are a series of pictures. Now, there's Snow Canyon. If you go to x96.com/live, you can see there's Men's Week. There's the schedule. And it says Monday, Mr. Warrior Assembly. Tuesday, arm and leg wrestling during lunch. Wednesday, dodgeball tournament in the big gym. Thursday, Smash Brothers tournament. Friday, early out lunch and pizza. And then there's some other things. There's a sign above a gymnasium. It says, what does it say?
Friday.
Friday, early out and pizza for men. And then there's one, enter if you believe men are the superior gender. And then these are all crudely made signs hung up in the school. And then there's one that says, it feels so good to be a, and then it says gangsta, but that's crossed out. And then it says man. And then there's also a whole calendar. So it's the like a school calendar. And there's Men's Week, a whole week there at school. And it seems pretty bizarre.
So here is as real as I know that it is. I went to Snow Canyon High School's website.
This is Richie Stedman.
And there is Men's Week. So at least that graphic that you see at x96.com/live that details that yesterday was Mr. Warrior Assembly. Today is arm and leg wrestling during lunch.
Can we call the school and ask about Men's Week? I think we need to do that.
I find it if there is no Women's Week to go along with that, I find that pretty odd. And
the whole thing sounds ridiculous.
Yeah.
Mr. Warrior? That's that's one of the gayest things I've ever heard.
So a lot of high schools
their
will
mascot
do that.
their mascot is a warrior.
Is a warrior.
Okay.
But a lot of high schools will do, because you have homecoming queen for the ladies, homecoming and all the parade of all that kind of stuff. They will do, a lot of high schools will do a Mr. pageant. We had Mr. Hillcrest.
Mm-hmm. I guess I don't mind that, but if it's a
arm and leg wrestling,
that's manly.
Will you please? Someone will be there in the next 20 minutes.
Sure.
But
call and.
It certainly doesn't. It doesn't look good, whether or not it's.
I mean, how tone deaf do you have to be?
But if there's a Women's Week, is it less tone deaf?
It isn't. I looked at the whole calendar. There
is no Women's Week.
Yeah, I mean, if there's a Women's Week, then I guess it's okay if they have it equal. But these, it feels so good to be a gangsta man.
The one, did we see the one where it's if you believe men are the superior? The picture for that one? Did we find that one?
It's
because that's over the top.
Sure. It looks like it's an entrance to, I don't know, it's a hallway entrance, and it says, "Enter if you believe men are the superior gender."
That's just hugging ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at the whole calendar. There's no Women's Week.
And any guy who participates in any of this stuff and believes it is stupid. And
Even
proving that you're not superior.
Even if it's tongue-in-cheek, which is, I'm sure, what they will say.
No.
It's not okay.
Even tongue-in-cheek.
Yeah.
Not
men
funny.
Men get out early. Men get...
Not funny.
Yeah, I don't see...
It doesn't seem to... It doesn't smell right, does it?
No.
And, yeah.
So, yeah, the only thing I can find about it is that this is the Snow Canyon High School website, and it is on the calendar, but Snow Canyon High Facebook page hasn't been updated in 2 years, so it's not on there.
There's a whole bunch of their mascot is a warrior, and there's a big warrior head that the mascot wears, and there are little things with both boys and girls wearing the warrior head and doing various things, but. Anyway.
We need more information.
Yeah.
So that's why I didn't do it as a boner candidate, but it seems pretty stupid anyway.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, Richie, keep trying to get a hold of him.
All right. Emails of interest.
This is the kind of thing that if my daughter went to that school, she would.
Yeah.
You would be hearing about it. She would be furious. Traffic, let's see, we've got a crash westbound I-80 at the top of Parley Summit. Cars are blocking the right lane and shoulder, and they're causing some slowage as traffic is moving to the left. That's the only crash being reported so far, just a little bit of slowage northbound I-15 coming around Point of the Mountain through Draper and Sandy, but no accidents to report. That's traffic.
All right, Boners round 1 coming up. Here are your candidates. Boner candidate number 1. I don't go to these things to be scared. Number 2, I'm living high with my hoe money. And number 3, one of the scrolls had one of those coexist stickers on it.
All right. There we go. We got round 1 of your boner voting coming up after these, along with Big Boy News and Opinioendo. All right, Gina. Tell us all about Third Love.
I hear you're about your brassiere.
It's my bra. I'm a big fan of my bra.
So am I.
It's so comfortable. Now, I read in the copy before I got the bra that they said, people say that what they love about it is they forget they're wearing it. And I didn't believe them, because usually that's one of the first things you do when you get home is take that off. Like you leave your shirt on and you can take the bra off underneath it.
I'm always amazed that women can do that.
It's a skill.
Yeah.
But I don't do that anymore because it's so comfortable. They have this new cotton collection now at Third Love. It's cotton t-shirt bras, and they have cotton underwear that matches it. It took them 2 years to develop this perfect soft cotton collection. Incredibly smooth, soft, breathable. You'll want to wear it every day. I need to order more because I've stopped wearing all my other bras, and I'm just wearing the Third Love. Now, here's what you can do. Go to thirdlove.com/Gina. That's Gina. You take the Fit Finder quiz. It takes you a minute or two to find the bra that's just right for you. And then you'll get 15% off your first purchase. So thirdlove.com/Gina for 15% off today.
Radio from Hell has a new podcast.
It's the Radio from Hell Best of podcast.
The mayor of Salt Lake has joined us here. It's Ralph Becker, and there's bad blood here, Mayor Becker.
I can see that. Yeah.
Mayor,
You know what? You know what it is? I'm hurt.
It's bad blood
I'm
here.
hurt.
The worst thing you can do is when you accept a gift from a woman, not use it.
When I'm visiting with her.
Yeah,
Yes,
especially.
exactly.
Yeah.
Hell hath no fury like a barbary scorned.
I went all the way to Dillard's and bought you a tie.
All the way to
All the way to Dillard's and bought you a tie.
That's a good, mile, too, from your house, right?
I know what deep trouble is, and here I am. And, but I do want you to know, I have been wearing your tie regularly and proudly and advertising where I got it. Yeah,
See
right.
this? See this?
Yeah.
Gina Barbarian.
Is it getting deeper?
Easy to say.
Now, Mayor Becker, our producer, Richie, says he sent. I thought he had called you, but apparently he sent an email to your office saying you may want to wear the tie
Oh, God,
when you
I
come to
didn't
see.
get
See, you didn't
There's
get
Mayor
it.
Becker going, I have an email address? What the?
Ralph Becker. Now we should say that Gina bought him a tie because you were tired of seeing him wear.
This tie, the tie he's wearing right now. Because every time I got a mailer from you while you were campaigning, different pictures, but same tie. And I was concerned that people were going to think you only had one tie. I was worried about you.
You want to know how to get her, Mayor Becker? You want to know how to get her?
Yeah,
Look at her very
advice.
seriously and say, "This tie was given to me by my dead mother."
Something like that.
Or
the thing is that this is a Jerry Garcia tie, and I don't think my mother knows Jerry Garcia or knew him. I
It
should
was
say.
that nice Garcia fellow who lived down the street. He used to sell us squash.
Yeah. Mayor Becker, great. How's it going? I mean, are you enjoying being the
Made
mayor?
the transition and everything.
I'm having a great time. I've got great people around me working. The city's been so responsive. Everyone's jumping in to do things we need to do. So I'm feeling great.
I want to applaud you, by the way, for taking a bold stance and making what I think is one of the most significant moves I've ever seen a mayor make, and that is get rid of that ugly logo that Rocky Anderson had, and go back to the traditional city logo. I'm actually serious.
Bill really likes that logo.
I like the traditional logo, that mountainy kind of. That was a dumb logo for Salt Lake.
It's the important issues Bill pays attention to.
Well, I realize these are symbols of the city, so there is importance there. It was really just a matter of personal preference, and as I mentioned when someone asked me about it, he said, "Why'd you do it?" And I said, "Well, someone came to us and said you need to pick a logo for the city, and we'll develop one for you." And I said, "Well, I don't want to spend city's money to get a new logo." So we looked back at what was available. I really liked that one of the city county building. I thought it was very distinguished, and
it's kind of formal looking and I think it represents you. I mean, you're a planner kind of a guy who likes detail, and that logo somehow says to me it's, I don't know how to say what I'm saying here.
I got you.
It's a very. It looks like it was done by an engineer, or something.
Well, I don't know. I think it looks good, and obviously represents the city. So.
part of the Radio from Hell show on X96. Call 877-602-9696 or text us at 33986. Message and data rates apply.
All right, 7:21 right now. Time for round one of your boner voting. 3 news stories. They are examples of bad, stupid, or funny human behavior. And you will decide with your vote of these 3 candidates which one is the worst, which one deserves to go forward to boner fight and possibly become boner of the day. If it wins here, great. Round 1. You get a chance. You're not boner of the day yet. You'll have to defeat the winner of round 2's voting. Yes, we'll do this again at 8:20 with 3 more candidates. And we'll take both those winners at 9:20. Boner fight happens. That's when you will decide boner of the day. So 2 candidates now, a third after the news. Once you've heard all 3, then you'll vote. One of you lucky random boner voters will receive.
I can't buy it, got to win it. Radio from Hell boner t-shirt courtesy of Excel Automotive Repair, Radio from Hell's official auto mechanics. Don't buy a lemon. Try Excel Automotive's $50 bumper-to-bumper used car checkover before you buy. Limit 2 cars per $50.
Boner candidate number 1. I don't go to these things to be scared. Scott Griffin and his friends went to a haunted house. It's called the Haunted Trail in San Diego, a Halloween attraction run by the Haunted Hotel Incorporated. Printed on tickets was a warning that the trail had high-impact scares. Visitors walked a mile-long path along which actors dressed in ghoulish costumes carrying prop weapons jumped out to frighten and even chase them. Mr. Griffin and his friends completed the trail and walked through what appeared to be the exit. They were laughing about how much fun they'd had when suddenly an actor with a revving chainsaw came forward at them. The Haunted Hotel calls this the Carrie effect, referring to the last scene in the 1976 horror movie when the audience, believing the film is over, is surprised by one final scare.
Mm-hmm.
Griffin tried to back away, but the actor followed him closely. Griffin yelled, "Stop!" He couldn't tell whether the chainsaw was real. He was pointing the chainsaw right at me. You could smell the gas,
Yeah.
Griffin said in a deposition. He was literally running after me. I was fearful for my safety big time. While being chased, Mr. Griffin fell. He was severely injured. He broke both of his wrists. They were in casts for months.
Do we have Chainsaw Guy have a comment on this?
Mr. Griffin sued the haunted house in the Superior Court of California, County of San Diego, for negligence and assault, claiming that the defendants acted with conscious disregard for the safety of Mr. Griffin, and they were well aware of that dangerous consequences of their actions. He requested an undisclosed amount of damages to cover the cost of his injuries. The Haunted Hotel responded with a motion to dismiss the case, arguing that the lawsuit was governed by the doctrine of primary assumption of risk.
Yeah.
Well, again, back to what Gina said earlier, is this his first time?
He's never heard of the
Chainsaw
Guy?
There was a risk inherent in the activity, the risk that you might get scared and react in a way that might hurt you. Boner candidate number 1. I don't go to these things to be scared.
I mean, he must have been a good chainsaw guy, though, to be that convincing.
I think this guy's a moron. Boner candidate number 1. This is boner candidate number 2. I'm living high with my hoe money. A pimp in Texas who recruited teenage girls on Facebook and posted profanity-laced videos boasting of ill-gotten profits with his hoe money has been sentenced to life in prison. Alan Nash.
Oh, Alan.
Sentenced Friday after being convicted of sex trafficking and other crimes. Nash's 2 victims told jurors during a 4-day trial that he forced them to work in the sex trade in and around Dallas, promising them a better life. I was just a vulnerable girl in need of guidance, the 17-year-old victim, now 22, said in a statement read Friday in court. I was desperate for help, and Alan knew that. I think it's safe to say that the devil lives in him. But instead of a more comfortable lifestyle, Nash teamed up with the owner of a massage parlor called the Dollhouse, where he demanded that they work long hours while confiscating their money and using threats of violence to keep them from leaving. Evidence shown during Nash's trial revealed that he recruited the 17-year-old victim via Facebook, promised her gifts and trips, And, just...
This is one of those boner candidates I feel like it's too horrible to be a boner candidate.
And then he boasted about it on Facebook. This is the big boner part of it. Boasted about it on Facebook and talked about his hoe money. And he posted videos, garish videos, about he living high on his hoe money. I'm living high with my hoe money. Boner candidate number 2.
All right.
Coming up in a moment, boner candidate number 3. One of the scrolls had one of those coexist stickers on it.
All right. Boner candidate number 3 for round 1. Coming up after this big boy news and opinioendo brought to you by
Fink and McGregor Mortgage is made simple. Call Fink and McGregor today for your free mortgage analysis. That's 801-264-9494.
This could have been a boner candidate probably. It just popped up in my news feed here. Senator Marco Rubio of Florida suggested yesterday that the killing of journalist Jamal Khashoggi was disrespectful to President Trump.
Pardon?
What?
The Khashoggi murder was immoral, Rubio said on Twitter, but it was also disrespectful to Trump and those of us who have supported the strategic alliance with the Saudis. Not only did they kill this man, they have left Trump and their congressional allies a terrible predicament and given Iran a free gift.
So it was really inconvenient for them.
Yeah, it's... I mean, that's horrible. What a horrible thing they've done to us by killing and dismembering this man.
Idiots.
Billy Idol and Juliana Berg is suing the White Wedding crooner for allegedly inviting her to a meet and greet, his concert, and his hotel room in Las Vegas 2 years ago, only to wind up leaving her out on her own.
2 years ago?
Yeah. In the lawsuit, Berg says she thought she would be returning to his hotel room for the night. And she had no place to go and no money to afford a hotel room on her own when he allegedly just ditched her. She's suing him for travel expenses and reimbursed for the concert.
Again, I refer back to boner candidate number 1. Isn't this expected behavior?
She's suing him for Moni because she was left dancing with herself. She was all hot in the city over this incident. Terrible. Sorry.
Does she have a point?
No. A moron. Billy Idol promised me I could stay with him, and then he ignored me.
Well, if he did, that's kind of crappy, isn't it?
Yes.
Isn't it?
Does it warrant a lawsuit?
No.
If she had
this
no
kind
money?
This thing happens to people all the time.
Does that make it right?
It's not. You don't sue over it.
Does it make...
What are the
well, maybe if more people would sue, people like Billy Idol would take responsibility.
What's the charge? Being a jerk?
Yeah. I mean... Or maybe she, misunderstood.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
No. St. George police released new details about a 3-year-old child's disappearance from his home on Wednesday. 3-year-old Brandon Stratton was reported missing by his parents on Thursday. Police notified the media, spent the day combing the surrounding area and interviewing potential witnesses to Stratton's disappearance. After hours of searching and police activity, police identified a person of interest that they were investigating in connection with the child's disappearance. Shortly thereafter, a person yet to be identified by the cops dropped the child off at the police station, and police retracted their previous person of interest announcement. In a press conference on Monday, St. George police revealed new information about the kid's abduction. They announced that Stratton had reportedly been taken from his home by a would-be Good Samaritan and acquaintance of Stratton's mother, who judged the conditions of the home to be deplorable.
So really trying to do a good
Police
thing?
said they did not believe the local district attorney would be filing any charges against the person who abducted young Stratton, but may in fact instead charge Stratton's mother. They remind the public that if a child is believed to be in danger, it's best to contact the police or the Department of Child and Family Services, not take matters into your own hand. However, they're apparently saying that, that there apparently were problems there. A woman died yesterday in Murray. Yeah, Monday afternoon. Died shortly after. She was in critical. Walked in front of a tracks train.
Mm.
Yeah, apparently did not see.
Like had earbuds in or something?
Although the arms were down, the lights were flashing, but the woman walked in front of it. Carl Arkey, spokesman for track, said she was apparently distracted. Didn't seem to notice anything, and walked in front of the train and was hit by it. This is just maddening. There's a guy. San Diego is a very conservative place.
Yes,
and their congressman is Duncan Hunter,
who
is a douche.
Yep,
extraordinaire. He's a Republican douche. He's the guy who used campaign funds,
for his mistress
and his bunny rabbit, and and then his wife, who was his campaign manager, and he threw her under the bus.
Yep.
Oh, it was all her. He's the guy who was vaping.
Yep,
sitting
on the floor.
And sitting in a committee meeting.
You're right. He's just a douche. Is a good
he's
explanation.
The worst.
But he decides he's going to run for Congress again, and he's probably going to win.
Really?
Because his opponent's name is Amar Kampa Najjar. He's a Mexican-Palestinian American. He's very, very liberal. He's very smart. He is a Harvard Law graduate. He is he's a Mexican, Palestinian, American. I think it's his father was one of the Palestinian gunmen who shot up the Olympics back in the 70s. Remember that?
Which he was estranged from.
Yeah,
and
I mean,
had nothing to do
he had
with.
nothing to do with it.
No.
But of course, Duncan Hunter brings it up all the time. This guy is a very smart. He's a terrific person, apparently. But Duncan Hunter, who is a douche,
has the right letter by his name.
He's a Republican douche. He's probably gonna win.
He's the right color.
Yeah, he's white,
and he's got the right letter by his name.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's just terrible.
I know.
An explosive device was found in a mailbox at George Soros' home in New York. He is George Soros, a billionaire. An employee at Mr. Soros' home found the device and took it to a wooded area near the home and then called authorities.
No, you call authorities before you don't touch it? Who did that?
Because the employee wanted to make sure that Mr. Soros was safe.
You're going to risk your life?
Yes, for Mr. Soros? Okay, that's it. You're not getting any more money.
Okay. I'll risk my life.
The device had black powder on it, law enforcement said. According to the New York Times, which first reported the story, bomb squad technicians were able to detonate the device, and it didn't explode on its own. Mr. Soros, who is 88 years old, wasn't at home at the time. People don't know a lot about George Soros other than he's a very liberal billionaire. Made his money as a hedge fund guy, essentially.
Oh, okay.
Like much like what's his name? The
Bloomberg?
No.
Mitt Romney.
Well, kind of like Mitt Romney, yeah. But I'm thinking of who now owns R.C. Willey.
Warren Buffett.
Buffett, much like Buffett, he just knows how to do things with money.
Yeah.
And Soros is the same kind of guy. But he's a Holocaust survivor. He was a little kid in Germany and survived the Holocaust. 88 years old and liberal, and funds all kinds of liberal causes.
We get our instructions every day from him.
Oh yeah,
little sealed envelopes in each one of our boxes when we come in.
With $50 in it.
$50 a day.
A crisp $50 bill.
$50 bill.
Hey, look, my U.S. Grant is here. That's who's on the 50, isn't it? U.S. Grant?
I don't know.
Yeah.
All right. Weather, traffic.
Might be a spotty sprinkle or two, but mostly sunny today. 67 for a high. And we've got, a crash 72nd South, 3rd West in Midvale. And a crash westbound I-80 at the top of Parley Summit. The cars are blocking the right lane and shoulder there. But that seems to be about it. Unless you see something you want to let us know about, you can text it to us, 33986. The Black Diamond Store for its annual fall sale. Sale starts Friday, October 26th and runs through October 28th. The Black Diamond Store located at 2092 East, 39th South.
Here's boner candidate number 3. You know, one of those scrolls had one of those coexist stickers on it. When Washington's $500 million Museum of the Bible held its grand opening in November 2017, attended by Vice President Mike Pence, there were questions even then about the authenticity of its centerpiece collection of Dead Sea Scrolls. And now the museum has been forced to admit a painful truth. Technical analysis by a team of German scholars has revealed that at least 5, and perhaps more, of the museum's 16 scroll fragments are forgeries.
Forgeries?
The announcement has serious implications not only for the Bible Museum, but for other evangelical Christian individuals and institutions who paid top dollar for what now seems to be a massive case of archaeological fraud. Jeffrey Kloha, chief curator for the Museum of the Bible, said in a statement that the revelation is an opportunity to educate the public of the importance of verifying the authenticity of rare biblical artifacts, the elaborate testing process to undertaken, and our commitment to transparency. The scrolls are a collection of ancient Jewish religious texts first discovered in the mid-1940s in caves on the western shore of the Dead Sea in what is now Israel. The massive cache of Hebrew documents is believed to date back to the days of Jesus, with more than 9,000 documents and 50,000 fragments. The entire collection took decades to fully excavate. Most of the scrolls and fragments are tightly controlled by the Israeli Antiquities Authority, but around 2002, a new wave of fragments began mysteriously appearing on the market, despite skepticism from biblical scholars. They said, now, wait a minute, come on. We are pretty sure we know where all of the fragments are.
Yeah. What are these?
What the heck are these? Also eagerly buying up fragments was the Green family, evangelical Oklahoma billionaires who run the Hobby Lobby chain of craft stores, who famously sued the Obama administration on religious grounds, saying they didn't want to pay to provide their employees access to morning after pills or intrauterine devices. The Greens are the primary backers of the Museum of the Bible, and they went on archaeological acquisition sprees in the years leading up to the museum's opening. In addition to the alleged Dead Sea Scrolls, the Greens ran afoul of the Justice Department, which said they had acquired thousands of smuggled artifacts looted from Iraq and elsewhere.
That's what I was going to bring up.
Illegally.
Yeah.
The family agreed last year to return those artifacts and pay a $3 million fine. This is also part of that whole, remember when they said they discovered the fragments and scrolls that somebody had written, it was the story of Jesus' wife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was all
BS.
fake, yeah.
And now this is all fake. And they built this whole Museum of the Bible around all of this fake crap.
Fake crap and real crap that they smuggled in and bought illegally.
You know how they discovered these fragments were fake? One of the scrolls had one of those coexist stickers. Boner candidate number 3.
All right, let's review the first 2 and vote.
Boner candidate number 1. I don't go to these things to be scared. It's a man suing a haunted house for being too scary. Boner candidate number 2. I'm living the high life with my hoe money. It's a pimp who bragged about his hoe money on Facebook, getting life in prison. And boner candidate number 3. One of the scrolls had one of those coexist stickers on it.
All right, here you go. It's round 1 of your boner voting. You've got to decide, of these 3 candidates, which one is the worst. Which one deserves to go forward to boner fights and possibly become boner of the day? The win's here. It'll go up against the winner of round 2's voting. Yes, we're going to do this again at 8:20 with 3 more candidates. And then we'll take both those winners, and at 9:20 we'll throw them into boner fights. That's when you'll decide boner of the day. So, 1, 2, or 3, pick your champion for round 1 right now. Put the number of the candidate that you think should win in the message of a text. That's all we need in the message, is the number of the candidate that you think should win. Text it to 33986. Or you can call 877-602-9696 or go to x96.com and look for the box that says Boner Voting October 23 and vote there. You've got less than 300 seconds. Let's go.
Non-stop music for 1 hour, right after Radio from Hell on X96.
It is the 23rd century. Humans have left the lowly confines of planet Earth and have sought their destiny among the stars. While many things have changed, one constant remains, the need for young men to venture forth and do the work of the Lord. This is the tale of two such men who at the age of 19 have answered the call of their general authorities and are embarking on a 2-year mission to spread the gospel throughout the galaxy. This is the story of Space Elders! Today, we find our elders wandering around the streets of the Mos Eisley Spaceport, a more wretched hive of scum and villainy you'll never find. Let's listen. I just don't want to hang around here anymore. This place is pretty creepy.
Well, if we could just find the right parts, I can have your hyperbike making light speed in no time.
Well, where in heaven's name are we going to find parts for a hyperbike on this backwater planet?
This looks like a good place to start.
A cantina?
Yep.
We can't go into a place that serves icky Alderaan ale and icky Tatooine whiskey.
Oh, to heck with the rules. Your hyperbike ain't gonna fix itself.
Hey, we don't allow your kind in here.
Oh, I'm sorry, sir. We'll just be on our way.
Well, I meant the droids.
Let's go somewhere where we will be appreciated, R2. Oh, don't ask me. I have no way of determining whether or not his parents were siblings.
Hey, Lehigh, check out that cool-looking guy sitting by himself over there.
Which guy?
The one sitting next to that giant furry carpet. He looks like the kind of guy who would know his way around the black market. I'll bet he can help us out.
That giant furry carpet is breathing and just happens to be heavily armed.
Follow my lead. Excuse me, sir, but I believe that you could be of some service to us.
Yeah, what is it, kid? You want to make the Kessel run on the fastest ship in the quadrant?
No, sir. We represent the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
You know, the Mormons.
He just wanted me to remind you that Wookiees have been known to rip the arms off of missionaries if they stick around too long. So what is it then? Do you need me to smuggle a shipload of Bibles somewhere?
No, but if you need a complimentary copy of the Book of Mormon, we can arrange that.
All I need is a charge blaster by my side. I ain't putting my faith in some hokey old religion.
Well, I believe that you would find the Book of Mormon to be more powerful than any blaster, and it serves to recharge us rather than us needing to recharge it.
Yeah, whatever you say, kid. What is it that you guys came in here for anyway?
We need a plasma inverter for a Mark 32 hyperbike.
You guys got any cash on you?
Cash?
No?
No, we don't.
Well, maybe we could work something out. You see that guy by the bar?
The green guy?
His name is Greedo, and he's looking for me. Now, you guys keep him busy while Chewie and I here make a break for it, and you'll find a plasma inverter on your hyperbike when you get outside.
You got a deal. Let's go, Lehigh.
Aiding and abetting suspected felons. Zone Leader Henson will not like this.
Now, maybe we won't put it on our report, okay? Excuse me, Mr. Greedo, sir. Hi, I'm Elder Jensen, and this is Elder Christiansen.
We represent the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Will Lehigh and Butch ever get the plasma inverter off of this godforsaken rock of a planet? Will Han Solo try to shoot his way out of his neck scrape, or will he try using the Book of Mormon? Will Greedo join the church just to get away from our elders? Tune in next time to hear Lehigh say, I can't believe we got thrown out of a sleazy cantina for bothering the regulars.
Well, beats the heck out of having your arms pulled off by a Wookiee.
On the next eye-crossing episode of Space Elders!
Gary, Bill, and Gina on X96.
All right, 7:47. Time to award round one of your boners.
And round one of the boners is brought to you in part by.
Sure.
In part by? Yeah.
Okay.
What?
Sure.
Are you equivocating?
You'll see.
Okay. Brought to you in part by some delicious French cut green beans.
I had Indian food.
Okay.
I thought you'd be proud of me.
Why? Because you ate something?
When was the last time you heard me say I had Indian food
Well, what
last
did you
night?
what did you have?
I had
Tandoori chicken? Whoopee.
Naan. That's
Okay,
bread.
great. It's a
That's
bread.
bread and meat.
It's a bread.
You
Okay.
had bread and meat.
Uh-huh.
But it was at Bombay House. So
Whoopee. Yeah. Wahoo.
I had Indian food.
That's great.
At best, it was Indian adjacent.
Warm bread and chicken. Nice.
All
And
right.
do you have some rice, too?
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
So we had boner candidate number one. I don't go to these things to be scared. It's a guy who sued a haunted house because, well, at the end it was too scary. Boner candidate number two. I'm living high with my hoe money. A pimp who bragged about his hoe money on Facebook. And boner candidate number three. You know, one of the scrolls, we figured it was fake because it had one of those coexist stickers on it, the Dead Sea Scroll. Let's see. Shane, who I guess, it says here he's from Taiwan.
Okay.
I don't know if he's listening in Taiwan.
Well, if he gets a boner
Is he
t-shirt-
listening in Taiwan?
Oh.
No? You don't know? Nobody?
Okay.
Nobody knows.
I guess he'll have to fly here and get his shirt.
Shane is a very common Taiwanese name. So gets the boner T-shirt, and the winner by an enormous margin. Any guesses?
I want to say the chainsaw guy.
I hope it's Chainsaw.
You're right. Number one.
Oh, okay. That's a classic example of a boner candidate. All right, so there's your winner of round one. It will now go to boner fights and go up against the winner of round two's voting. We're going to do this again at 8:20 with three more candidates.
What?
Then we'll take both those winners. 9:20 is when boner fight happens. That's when you'll decide boner of the day. Is this sponsored, Gina?
I also had assorted snacks. It says that on the menu, assorted snacks. It's like samosas and...
Okay, fine.
Yeah,
That's
no.
great.
No.
Did you have biryani?
I don't know what's that.
Rice. Did you have that?
877-602-9696 is the number to call to participate in the X poll.
Yeah, just do that. It was so wildly popular last time. We decided to do it again, and you were also good at telling your stories of the supernatural, encounters with the supernatural. Just creepy things that have happened to you. It's the season to talk about that sort of thing.
I especially like people who go, I don't believe in this stuff, but this weird thing happened that I can't explain.
Yeah.
I like those.
Now, the guy who called in last week, though, with the story of the creepy thing that happened at the bank.
Yeah.
He wanted to give several instances of the same thing happening over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just make your story a little more concise.
Well, here you just say, here's one example, and then say, but this happened
And
several
it
other
happened
times.
a bunch of times.
Yeah.
You don't have to tell us every instance, okay? 877-602-9696 is the number. Your encounters with the supernatural. Things that happen to you, you just think, I couldn't explain it. I don't know. Odd things that you saw. Things, and there was one story last week where they would put an object in one place and find it moved the next day, always moved,
And no one else was there.
Yeah, that sort of thing.
And I'll again promise to try to not be Dana Scully and
Carrie, we're having fun.
yeah. I'll just
This is not the place where you pee on things.
I can't explain it.
I'll just let it be fun.
Can't explain
All right.
it.
877-602-9696. We'll start with Alvin.
Alvin?
That's me.
Hi.
So one time I went to that cemetery in Ogden.
Uh-huh.
Off of 25th Street, I think.
I know it well.
And my friends were like, hey, go to the back and then face outwards and then flash your high beams 3 times. And
And what
the
happened?
lady will appear.
Yeah.
The lady will appear.
And
Man, that was something else. I got so scared.
Yeah, nothing
So I
happened.
flashed my high beams, and then the lady came out, and I saw it, and they said if you wait longer, she gets closer and closer. But I saw it, and I felt it in my stomach, and it was just, whoo! You know when you're on a roller coaster? Kind of like that.
wow.
You're just lying to us.
No, he's not. He
No,
totally.
I'm serious. You should try it sometime. You got to go in the back.
I believe him.
Yeah.
All right, Alvin.
So they used to say that you go to the Ogden Cemetery and there's a statue there of I think it's a soldier.
Mm-hmm.
And if you'd go and, at midnight and walk around the statue 3 times, I think
What'll happen?
He would move.
Huh.
Yeah.
Go try that.
I did.
No, not you.
Oh. Yeah, it probably worked for
Report
you,
back.
Alvin. It didn't work for
Maybe.
me. It didn't work for me. All right, see ya.
All right.
All right, thanks.
Thanks, Alvin.
He was kidding us.
Yeah. Let's go to Purasol. Am I saying that right?
Turn down your radio.
Hello?
Please. Okay, never mind. Goodbye.
All right. Yeah.
Wait.
Let's go to Matt. Hello, Matt.
Hi, Matt. Matt.
Hi, how y'all doing?
Great. Matt, what creepy thing happened to you?
So several years ago when I was living in South Ogden with this gal, we were about to move to Salt Lake City when I had my whiteboard and my movies on the hearth of the fireplace, and we were talking about some things, and then the whiteboard and the movies all flew 3 feet away from the fireplace on their own.
What were you talking about?
We were talking about bills and moving out, so it probably didn't want us to leave.
That's what I was going to say.
Mm.
Usually the ghost wants you to get out. Isn't that
Yeah,
usually what they
that's-
say is get out?
That's usually the.
But this was a needy ghost that wanted you to stay.
Please don't go. I can't afford
Yeah.
the rent on my own. All right.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Matt.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too. There's a lot of ghosts in Ogden.
I was going to say.
There are.
A lot of these stories come from Ogden. Randy is here.
Oh, Randy.
Hello, it's Brandy.
Oh,
Brandy.
okay.
Okay, Brandy, what creepy thing happened to you?
So when I was like 9, I was sleeping at night and I felt someone sit on my bed. So I woke up and it was my grandpa.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, what are you doing here? And he's like, oh, just wanted to say I love you. Everything's going to be okay.
Oh,
And
that's
then
nice.
he's like, go back to bed. And then all of a sudden the phone rang in the house and my mom started screaming. And she's like, wake up, we got to go. And my grandpa had died. And he was in Bountiful and I was in Salt Lake. So
Wow.
it was very weird.
Yeah.
How old were you?
I was like 9.
You were aware that your grandpa was not well, probably.
No, he was fine.
Really?
Like, it wasn't expected.
That is those things
There you
happen.
go.
There you go. Thank
All right.
you.
Thank you,
You're welcome.
Brandy.
Bye-bye.
All
Bye.
right. Let's see. Lots of weird things happen in the arcade at the Cliff Lodge at Snowbird. They say.
In the arcade?
Yeah,
Specifically.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of a creepy room. It's really
Well,
dark.
It's
in
dark
there.
in there. Yeah.
It's very dark.
Cadillac Greg says, Carrie, it's nice of you to be restrained, but you'll always be my Scully, and you would totally rock a brown pantsuit. Okay.
And that haircut would look good on you too.
Probably. All right, we will continue this X poll if you've a mind to. Continuing after these, looks like we got a few more people lined up. Experiences with the supernatural is the topic.
Crash southbound I-15 at the I-215 interchange. 3 cars are on the right shoulder, adding to typical slowdowns in the area. Expect more delays when UHP arrives on the scene. Crash eastbound 72nd south at 3rd West. The left lanes are blocked. Traffic getting by on the right. And looks like that's about it. That's traffic.
All right. Thank you very much. We'll be back with the X poll. Stand by.
You know, if you have had,
Are you sure?
I think. Am I sure? No, I'm not sure.
All right. Be right back.
X96 presents beer, bourbon, and barbecue. Saturday, October 27th at
Red and Gina Barberry on X96.
All right, the X poll continues, but a word of warning.
Coming up after the X poll, we will give you a keyword to win 21 Pilots' new album and be qualified for a flyaway, or is it a drive away? It's a trip to Boise to see 21 Pilots. But that's coming up after the X poll. 877-602-9696. Experiences with the supernatural.
Yes.
All right, let's go to Whitney. Hello, Whitney.
Whitney.
Hey, lords and ladies.
Hi.
Thanks for letting me listen.
Thank you.
My experience with the supernatural, I never really believed in stuff like that. And about 6 years ago, my grandma was dying in her house. They had hospice there, and me and my mom and my aunt and uncle were there.
Mm-hmm.
And it lasted for a couple of days that we were just kind of by her bedside, just kind of helping her go through the death process. And the night before, my aunt had kind of talked about that she felt like she could feel like some of the relatives kind of like there with my grandma. And I was, kind of laughing that I didn't believe in stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
And my mom, when she grew up in that house, she said that she oftentimes would have like an eerie feeling in that house. But again, I didn't believe it.
Mm-hmm.
And on the second or third night, I was asleep in one of the beds upstairs, and my mom was in the room next to me. And my grandma was in the living room on the middle floor, and my aunt and uncle were in the basement. And I was fast asleep. I woke up, and I could hear someone walking up the stairs, grabbing the railing, like as they walked up the stairs.
Mm-hmm.
And I figured it was my mom, that she had been downstairs with my aunt. And so I woke up, and I listened, and I said, "Mom, what are you doing?" And there was like no reply, and it seemed like she had walked into the room because the door was open.
Yeah.
And so I jump out of bed, and I go to the room next door where she is, and she's laying in bed, and I thought that she was trying to scare me. And I'm like, "Mom, what are you doing?" And she was asleep, and she's like, "What's going on? Is Grandma okay?" So nobody was in the room, and the next morning I figured that maybe my aunt and my uncle were trying to play a prank on me, and I asked them if they had come upstairs or if they had gone to check on my grandma, and they said no, that they were in the basement the whole time.
Uh-huh.
So the next night I didn't stay there.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. Yeah.
I went home the next night.
It's family. They're not going to do anything to you.
Family ghosts.
Thanks,
yeah,
Whitney.
they're okay.
Right? I don't know, but it was an eerie feeling, not a good feeling, kind of like my mom said growing up. So I don't think it was my grandma, because she still lasted a couple of more days.
Hey,
but
Whitney, have you watched that show on Netflix, Haunting of Hill House?
yes, I just finished it last week. It was really good.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
See ya.
Thanks.
Thanks, Whitney. All right. Let's see. Basically, I was home alone, sitting on the toilet, when I heard someone walk down the hall and saw the shadow of the feet standing in front of the bathroom door. I addressed it thinking it was my mom, but it moved away with no sound. I searched the house up and down in the garage, and there was nobody.
No, that was just an intruder.
Yeah, that's all.
Toilet intruder.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to Trevor. Hi, Trevor.
How you doing?
Hi. Go ahead.
So my wife and I used to live in a apartment under her great-grandmother, and I used to see shadow people out of the corner of my eyes. And then my wife got a kitten, and for some reason it was just staring at this mini closet that we had in the living room. And my wife said she started smelling like rotten meat.
Yes.
So it was a ghost cat?
So from what I know, that's like a sign of a demon.
A demon.
From what you know.
Or the garbage.
Yeah. Well, we checked, and we took out the garbage. There was no rotten food and whatnot.
Okay.
No demons anywhere, though.
Or the sink.
So, Carrie, stop.
All right, I'm doing it. Sorry.
So what did you...
I'm an ordained minister, so I went and I blessed the closet, and then it never happened again. So.
Well, good.
Okay.
I'm glad you had power over that.
Thank you, Trevor.
Thanks.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's go to Trevor 2. There are a lot of Trevors.
Yes, sir. How are
listen
you?
to this
Trevor,
show.
Hello, Trevor.
Are you wouldn't also be an ordained minister, would you?
No, I am not.
Okay, good. Okay, go ahead.
What's your story, Trevor?
All right. Thanks for having me on.
Sure.
So, no ghosts. About 7-8 years ago, my great-grandfather had a stroke and has since been in a nursing home. We see him fairly frequently. I go and see him twice a week. He has these little night terrors that started about a year after he entered the nursing home, where he will either fall out of a chair or a bed, whatever he is currently positioned in, and have these little, they look like seizures. His eyes are closed, and the doctors have said he's fully conscious, and he'll repeat to himself these, whatever form of words or events. He's, like family members dying or pets going missing. Everything has always happened exactly as he said,
Really?
exactly 5 days later. This last Sunday, I was visiting him, and he had fallen out of his chair, and it was just me and my mother there, and shook, violently and went silent for a few minutes, and had mentioned that I had died in a car accident.
Wait a minute. How many days
And
ago was this?
The chills. That was on Sunday.
So.
It was 2 days. That would probably be Thursday or Friday.
Okay,
that
will
I'm
you
supposed to die,
will
and
you
I just-
call us on Friday?
Yeah, I can do that.
call us
Call us on Friday.
He's not going to call. He won't be
Down.
able to. He's not going to be able to call,
Bill?
Gina.
This is a test.
Have someone call us on Friday.
Just would you have anybody left in your family call us?
That's creepy.
Yeah, that's I can leave
no.
you guys in my will.
Are you genuinely nervous?
Yeah,
Yeah.
It had me pretty shook on Sunday, and Monday was no better, and today's still
Did
pretty.
he say how? A car
nervous
accident?
about
Just a
it.
car accident.
Okay, so don't
Yeah.
get in a car all
are you,
week.
Yeah, are you taking the bus?
No, I'm in a car. I have to go to a job site.
Are you
about a
talking
mile
on?
off any
Are you
major
driving and
road.
talking on the phone right now?
No, I'm sitting in the job
Okay.
site.
Okay.
All right.
Call us on Friday.
Will do.
He won't be able to.
Bill,
we'll see.
stop.
Thank you very much. Let's go to Braden. Braden.
Good morning, y'all.
Hi.
So, I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Utah Historical Museum that's next to our Capitol.
Yeah, the Daughters of the Utah Pioneers Museum.
Right,
Yeah.
correct. So, the last time I went there, I had kind of a weird feeling, if you will, as I went through there. And I asked one of the staff members out of just curiosity, I said, is there anything weird ever happened here? And she goes, I'm not supposed to tell people, and then immediately told me.
Yeah.
She said that the highway patrolmen are actually the ones that guard that place. There's the security guards, and they watch it from the Capitol. And she said that one time they were watching the security cameras and watched a woman walking around inside the museum. And so a few of them went over there and checked the whole building, and of course found nothing, found no one, and went back, and the process repeated a few times. And
I've
she
heard
said
this
eventually
story.
they just gave up.
I've heard this story before, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's got to be true.
Wow.
It
must be.
It is a story that circulates. Yeah.
All right. Thanks.
I just found that particularly interesting.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks. Let's go to Peyton. Hi, Peyton.
Hey.
Go ahead.
So one day me and my friends decided to go to. Do you know where Steve Pond is down in by Holt Elementary?
No.
No.
But go ahead.
Go ahead.
No,
Doesn't
it's
matter.
Down in Clinton. Anyway, we had wanted to see some, natural or paranormal activity, but what we weren't expecting was we saw this shadow, like kind of out of the corner of our eyes, like.
Mm-hmm.
And my friend's phone battery was like half battery, and his phone died. And when we looked around, we didn't see no animals. We didn't see nobody.
I'll be damned.
It was just really creepy.
I'll go to. I can't. I'll shut my mouth.
Thanks.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay.
So the guy who called from Ogden earlier about the cemetery.
Yeah.
Somebody just sent me this. Where did I get it? Twitter or something. There is a legend. If you flash your car lights, this is from Flo's grave, Ogden City Cemetery.
Mm-hmm.
If you flash your headlights onto Flo's grave, and there's a picture of the headstone here, 3 times her ghost will appear and come toward you. And it's Florence Louise Grange died December 29th, 1918. Gone but not forgotten. And it's some historical thing from the Ogden City Cemetery. Interesting.
There you go. All right, that's all the time we have for the X poll.
I know, I got to do the 21 Pilots
Oh,
thing, too.
okay.
Since you're playing the music, I can do a little traffic for you if you would prefer I do that first. Let's see, we've got crash northbound Harrison Boulevard, 35th South. Crash northbound Bangor Highway, westbound SR 201 off to the right shoulder. Crash southbound I-15 at the I-215 junction, right shoulder affected there. 72nd South, 3rd West in Midvale. Those are your accidents. Now, over the years, we've sent you all over the world. London, New York, Los Angeles. Well, now we're going to send one lucky winner to see 21 Pilots in the beautiful town of Boise, Idaho. And that's not all. We'll also throw in a 5-pound bag of potatoes, plus a gift card for a local dinner. I think it's the Applebee's. So here's what will happen. I'm going to give you a keyword, and you will text it to 33986. If that keyword is, if you're the correct random texter for that keyword, you will win a copy of their new album, Trench. Now, then you'll be entered into a drawing to see the show, backstage passes, and beautiful Boise. This is all powered by Hoops Vision. Here's your keyword, pink, P-I-N-K, pink. Text that to 33986.
All right.
That Applebee's there, that's like eating good in the neighborhood, you know.
That's what I hear.
Yeah. Here are your boner candidates for round two coming up. Boner candidate number 1, if you can rock pit hair, then rock pit hair. Boner candidate number 2, I demand justice. These monkeys must pay. And boner candidate number 3, Trump says it's okay to grab them right there.
All right. Round 2 of your boner voting coming up after these, along with Big Boy News and Opinioendo. Hang on.
Hey, party people, I'm John Smith, and I have for you every single day a 1-hour nonstop music wingding.
I've got a show. I'll be playing Flynn in Twilight.
Light.
Light.
L-I-T-E?
L-I-T-E. Yep. I'm the bully. You know.
Are you the wolf boy?
No.
You're not the
no,
wolf boy.
No, I wish. I pitched to be the guy who takes his shirt off at one point for no reason.
You love to take your shirt off.
I absolutely do.
Kind of like the Will Ferrell of this station.
Okay. But no, the show is I'm the only guy that looks like he could beat up another guy in all of theater in Utah. So
they're all pale, vegetarian.
Yeah, and thin. We had plenty of people who could play the vampire type, but not very many who could play the bully. I'll guilt you guys into that show another time.
I'm a shed vampire.
I'm the only one who goes to your plays anymore.
Oh, I went.
Oh, yeah, you did.
And Gina may come to this one because it's a Twilight spoof.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And we all know Gina loves Twilight.
The sparkly vampires.
Yes. We got this.
Are you going to sparkle?
He's I don't sparkle because I'm not a vampire.
He's a bully.
But
we do have a
vampire
sparkly
going to
vampire,
sparkle?
you
Okay.
bet. And a Bela Lugosi vampire too.
Undead.
So like there's this old-fashioned vampire.
Don't worry about
trying
it.
to figure out what the young vampires are.
What
I
is
don't
vampire
understand this.
You kids today.
I don't
with your
understand this.
sparkles
And you're fast running.
What is this? You can go outside.
What? Yeah. What? Can you see yourself in the mirror? That's what I want.
Look, have some wine. All right.
Guess we just sort of wrote the play, didn't we?
Is that it?
Wrote and ended.
And performed.
There you go. Kids, there's something the matter with kids today. Kids, they go and sparkle outside in the day.
There it is. Yep, little musical number. Yep.
Easy.
Desert Star Playhouse. Be there.
The shut'll come out tomorrow, and he'll be able to stand outside. I hate him. I miss the sun.
Oh,
you
Lord.
You owe Carrie money now.
I know. I used to be tan, you know this. I had a house in Palm Beach. Aw, damn. Blow this. No, that doesn't. I'll get there.
Here comes the sun. You better run, you dumb old vampire.
We get
Deedle-deedle.
we sparkle. Da, 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 da. Ah, you kids.
I like the dessert bar there at the Desert Star Playhouse.
Does the old vampire carry an umbrella? He should.
No, but that is a great idea.
Okay. You owe me a dollar.
There's
and,
that
and
too.
Count
Oh, boy,
Chocula.
yes, Count
Of course.
Chocula
Count
has to be in
Chocula's
there.
got to be there, and the Count, and oh, that joke's in there. You know it.
Yep.
or text us at 33986. Message and data rates apply.
All right. Time for round 2 of your boner voting. 3 news stories. These are examples of bad, stupid, or funny human behavior. You'll decide with your vote. Of these 3 candidates, which one is the worst? Which one of these 3 deserves to go forward to boner fight and possibly become boner of the day? Yes, if it wins here, it's just the winner of round 2. It'll have to defeat the winner of round 1's voting. We did that an hour ago. We'll take both of these candidates, throw them into boner fight at 9:20. That is when you will decide boner of the day. So 2 candidates now, a third after the news. Once you've heard all 3, you'll vote. One of you lucky random boner voters will receive.
You'll see him around town. He's always out, and he's always accessible. Don't ever hesitate to go up to Bill Allred and tell him how much you love him, and then ask for your hearty handshake.
I'll give you a hearty handshake anytime you like. Here's boner candidate number 1. If you can rock pit hair, then rock pit hair.
No, don't.
Amanda Stenberg. You'll see what I mean here.
Okay.
Showed off grown-out armpit hair on the red carpet last night. The 19-year-old actor, who identifies as non-binary and prefers to be referred to as they or them, took to the red carpet for the London premiere of their latest film, The Hate You Give. Amanda wore a black plunging Valentino gown and proudly displayed bushy armpits in the sleek gown. The unshaven armpits, thick braids, and boyish brows added a youthful, carefree tone to Amanda's sophisticated outfit, and frankly, if they want to rock grown-out body hair, why not? However, not everyone is down with the armpit hair, which has proven to be a polarizing look for women, although not for men. While 1 in 4 16 to 24-year-old women are said to forego shaving their armpits, according to The Telegraph, a British publication. Many others are opposed to growing it out. Meanwhile, some 68% of men trim their armpit hair, according to Men's Health.
I do.
It is unknown how many actually shave it all off. Being non-binary, Amandla does not identify with either gender, so their choices should be viewed outside these gender norms. One of their followers wrote, Amandla's followers wrote, "Why are people pretending to like armpit hair? Armpit hair looks good on no one." However, others were fully supportive, with one comment reading, "Are you rocking hairy armpits? Yes, cool." Amandla's not the only celebrity opting for underarm fuzz. Bella Thorne displayed inches of armpit hair recently while on the red carpet for the premiere of their new film, I Still See You. They also joined the likes of millennial cool girls such as Miley Cyrus, Jemima Kirk. Other celebrities also proudly show off their decision
I think we
to
know
throw out the razor.
I think we know everybody that has decided to forego shaving because they all wear clothing in order for you to know that they.
I think that this person, Amandla, what's this person's name again? Amandla, somebody. You put the picture back up. This person looks lovely. It doesn't matter whether this person has armpit hair or not. It's a very fine-looking human being. And if this person wants to have armpit hair, it is their decision, not ours. Leave this person alone. Boner candidate number 1. If you can rock the armpit hair, then go ahead and rock the armpit hair. Here's boner candidate number 2. I demand justice. These monkeys must pay.
Monkeys?
We had the story yesterday.
Is this a follow-up?
Yes.
Follow-up, yes.
Okay.
It's very exciting.
The brother of an old man who was stoned to death by a group of rogue monkeys has called for the violent animals to be charged with a crime.
Put them in little handcuffs?
Dharamompal, he wants more than that. Dharamompal Singh, 72, was out collecting pieces of dry wood when the monkeys began hurling bricks at him from trees in Uttar Pradesh in northern India. The victim's brother, Krishnapal Singh, told local media that 20 rocks were thrown at the 72-year-old from a considerable height by the sinister gang of simians. He said, thrown from quite a height, the bricks were enough to kill him. Dharamompal died in a hospital after sustaining head and chest injuries in the attack. But now his family have lodged a formal complaint to the police, and they have called for the animals to be charged with murder. Krishnapal said, "These rogue monkeys are the real culprits and must pay for it. We have given a written complaint against the monkeys, but the police don't seem to be convinced enough." The local chief of police, Chitwan Singh, responded to pressure from the deceased family in disbelief. He said, "How can we register the case against monkeys? They will make us a laughingstock. I don't think this is a logical demand."
Or a boner.
"We were informed of the bizarre accident. This was no accident.
Monkeys?
And registered in our case diary, after which a postmortem was also conducted." Deadly attacks by monkeys have been on the rise throughout the country, with wildlife experts pointing the finger at the rhesus macaque.
Monkeys?
Well, that's just
Boner candidate number 2. I demand justice. These monkeys must pay.
Oh.
It's nothing a lawsuit won't cure.
They're suing for $500.
Coming up in a moment, boner candidate number 3. Well, Trump says it's okay to grab him right there.
Oh.
All right, boner candidate number 3 for round 2, coming up after this big boy news and opinioendo, brought to you by
Utah Museum of Contemporary Art invites you to Family Art Saturdays from 2 to 4, discovering changing exhibitions and participate in hands-on art-making activities led by trained educators. Art projects are suitable for toddlers to tweens. Admission is free. Visit utahmoca.org.
Thank you.
The University of Utah student who was shot and killed Monday night has been identified as Lauren McCluskey. McCluskey was an accomplished athlete on the track and field team at University of Utah. Mark Harlan, the Utah Director of Athletics, released a statement about her death on Twitter. Last night, the university lost one of our own senior track standout. Lauren McCluskey was tragically killed in a senseless act. This news has shaken the entire university family. McCluskey was from Pullman, Washington. She was a senior studying communications. The man who killed her was on the loose for a while, but was finally spotted by police late last night, actually early this morning, followed to to a church on 6th South and 2nd East, and he went into the church. Police knew he was in there, and then he apparently shot himself inside the church. Her family, the killer, by the way, was identified as Melvin Rowland.
Do you have the letter from her mom?
Yeah, I have it right here. Her family has released a statement about the death of their daughter. It says, it's with the deepest sadness that we let you know our daughter, Lauren McCluskey, age 21, was killed last night. Lauren previously had dated her killer for about a month. He lied to her about his name, his age, and his criminal history. Lauren was informed by a friend about his criminal history, and she ended the relationship with her killer on October 9th this year. He had borrowed her car, and she requested for the University of Utah police to accompany her on October 10th to get the car back. She blocked his and his friends' phone numbers and complained to University of Utah police that she was being harassed. Last night, a little before 9, she was returning to her university apartment from her night class and talking to me on the phone. Suddenly, I heard her yell, "No, no, no." I thought she might have been in a car accident. That was the last I heard from her. My husband called 911. I kept the line open, and in a few minutes, a young woman picked up the phone and said all of Lauren's things were on the ground. Lauren was a senior student athlete on the University of Utah track team. She was an outstanding student with a 3.75 GPA, majoring in communication. Was excited to graduate in May of 2019. She was a 2015 honors graduate of Pullman High School, where she was Washington State champion in the high jump and the school record holder in the 100-meter hurdles. She attended Capitol Church in Salt Lake. She loved to sing and had strength and determination. She was dearly loved and will be greatly missed.
Classes are, of course, canceled today, but University of Utah wants you to know that services and facilities are open. The U of U Counseling Center, the Dean's Office, they're all open and offering assistance and guidance if you need it.
The trial date for Kenneth Manzanares, who was charged with killing his wife Christy on an Alaskan cruise ship in 2017, has been postponed until next year. The Manzanares trial will begin May 20th, 2019. It's expected to last 4 weeks. A neighbor of the Manzanares told the Associated Press that the couple had booked the cruise to celebrate their anniversary. FBI Special Agent Michael Watson said in an affidavit that witnesses saw Manzanares with blood on his hands and clothing. One even said Manzanares told him, "She would not stop laughing at me." Christie was found dead in a blood-splattered cabin on the ship. Manzanares was later indicted and pled not guilty to the charges.
Somebody in the chat room was spreading a rumor that I would like to dispel about Ruth Bader Ginsburg having dementia. It's not Ruth Bader Ginsburg. It's Sandra Day O'Connor, retired justice, has announced she's been diagnosed with dementia and probably Alzheimer's. She said, "I'm going to continue."
Well, I guess we'll have to replace her.
She said, "I will continue living in Phoenix, surrounded by dear friends and family. While the final chapter of my life with dementia may be trying, nothing has diminished my gratitude and deep appreciation for the countless blessings of my life."
So I
but
guess
that's Sandra.
We'll have to replace her in Phoenix,
no,
then, won't we?
Sandra Day O'Connor.
Can we find a conservative to replace her?
No, she's been out for a while, which is interesting. She left fairly young, actually.
Yeah, she retired
to take care of her husband, who had Alzheimer's.
So she caught it.
She
from
caught
him.
it from him.
That's
No.
apparently what happened. Let's see. The hundreds of protesters gathered in New York City's Washington Square Park on Sunday, angrily reacting to reports that the Trump administration is considering a narrower legal definition of gender. The move would be tantamount to the government's declaring that there is no such thing as transgender, and would effectively exclude transgender and non-binary people from basic civil rights protections currently guaranteed by federal law. Understandably, LGBTQ advocacy groups like the National Center for Transgender Equality, Lambda Legal, and GLAAD responded with force. A Sunday night protest in New York, hastily organized after the New York Times first reported the proposed change, drew strong turnout.
You should look up the video of Billy Eichner. His comments on this are pretty good.
A follow-up demonstration at the White House Monday has inspired a forceful response as well. As many as 2,000 people on social media showing interest in attending, united under the hashtag We Won't Be Erased.
Here's the thing about this. I question the timing.
It's a good point.
Of announcing this.
That is a good point.
Because why leak this now? Because we got an election in a few days. Stir up that base.
So you mean they're not actually going to do it?
Look, we got all those transgender people out there.
I think they want to do it. They know they legally can't do it. But let's leak the idea that we want to do it to stir up the base.
Sure. Yeah.
That's what I think. But you know, I'm a conspiracy theorist sometimes, you know.
Plastic straws are diminishing by the day. We're being told to use bamboo toothbrushes. McDonald's have ditched their plastic toys. This is all well and good for the environment, but it could also be damaging to us humans, too. No, not because you're nibbling on the latest Angry Birds figurine out of your Happy Meal. Scientists have confirmed for the first time that our bodies are becoming polluted with plastic, as tiny pieces of plastic have been found in samples from all 8 participants in a pilot study. We never intentionally consume plastic. I mean, the majority of us don't. But sources have suggested the finding is coming from eating fish or drinking water from plastic bottles. The research was focusing on how much plastic we eat and drink every day and found that some pieces of plastic get lodged inside of our bodies. Campaigners have said that the scale of the plastic crisis means it's impossible for us to avoid eating, drinking, and even breathing in plastic. Plastic consumption can come with harmful effects, including the risk of bacterial infections, in introducing harmful chemicals to the body.
Oh, I was going to say maybe it makes us stronger, no?
Irritating the gut lining and affecting immune responses. We're ingesting little bits of plastic all the time. And it's not, no, Gina, it's not.
No, it doesn't make me stronger?
It's not good for us.
It won't give you superpowers. You will not be plastic person.
A replica of the Titanic 2, will set sail in 2022, retracing the original ship's planned route. I, for one, would never do it. The project was first announced in 2012, but was halted due to financial problems. Now, with the issues resolved, Blue Star Line has announced the construction has continued on the vessel. The ship will have the same interiors and cabin layout as the original vessel, while integrating modern safety procedures, navigation methods, and 21st century technology. And, you know, all of the icebergs are melting, so...
That's not a problem.
Yeah, full steam ahead.
We'll make it this time.
Full steam ahead. It'll be fine.
Sports, weather, traffic.
Well, Anthony Kiedis from the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Yeah, it's a sports story.
He's a rabid Lakers fan. And he was at the game when they were playing Houston Rockets. And he got thrown out for, you know, he's sitting right up there in the front row and yelling at the Rockets and flipping them off. And you would think Anthony Kiedis would keep it together.
You would? Why?
You would think
Why
he
would
would.
you think that? Have you seen his mustache?
Yeah, somebody said it looks like he's in costume. I'm like, no, that's just how Anthony looks these days.
The mustache is not a good choice, Anthony.
You should get rid of that. So that's sports. Oh, yeah, and the World Series starts tonight. But you knew that. You didn't need me to tell you that.
All right.
And weather, it's a chance of some spotty sprinkles, but mostly sunny today, 67 for a high. Traffic, let's see what we have going on there. Crash, Washington Boulevard, 17th North in Ogden. Northbound lanes are blocked there. Crash northbound I-15 at the 106 South off-ramp. Right shoulder affected there. Crash northbound Bangor Highway, westbound SR 201, right shoulder affected there. Crash southbound I-15 at the I-215 junction, right shoulder being affected there. That's traffic.
Here's boner candidate number 3. Trump says it's okay to grab him right there. Authorities say Southwest Airlines passenger Bruce Alexander told them the president says it's okay to grab women by their private parts. So he groped a woman during a flight, and he told authorities after he was arrested that the president of the United States says it's okay to grab him, so I did. The passenger, Bruce Michael Alexander, was likely referencing Donald Trump's remark and the infamous Access Hollywood tape that he could grab women by the... The complaint filed Monday alleges Mr. Alexander made abusive sexual contact with a female passenger on a Southwest Airlines flight from Texas to New Mexico by touching the passenger's breast without their permission. The female passenger has accused Mr. Alexander, who was sitting in the row behind her, of touching her no less than 3 times, recounting she saw a hand that had thick fingers, were hairy and dirty fingernails. The first incident allegedly occurred early in the flight when the woman who had fallen asleep felt her clothes move and a touching of fingers on the right side and around her bra line. Approximately 30 minutes after that, the woman said she again felt Alexander grab the back of her arm before slowly groping her right side. Flight attendants later reseated the female passenger. In a statement to the Huffington Post, Southwest Airlines said that in light of the incident, the airline is continuously reviewing and updating the training of staff as necessary. Alexander appeared before a federal court in Albuquerque on Monday and remains in federal custody. If found guilty, he faces a maximum penalty of 2 years imprisonment, but he said to authorities he was justified because the president said it would be okay to grab him. Boner candidate number 3.
All right, let's review the first 2 and vote.
Boner candidate number 1, if you can rock pit hair, then go ahead and rock pit hair. Amanda Stenberg has grown out armpit hair. She's a lovely, they are a lovely person, and people are being critical of the way they look because of armpit hair. Boner candidate number 2, I demand justice. These monkeys must pay. The brother of a man who was stoned to death by some monkeys thinks that the monkey should be charged with murder. And boner candidate number 3, Trump says it's okay to grab him right there.
All right, there you go. It's time to decide who is your round 2 champion in boner voting. You've got to decide of these 3 candidates, which one is the worst? Which one deserves to go forward to boner fight and possibly become boner of the day? Who wins here? It's got to defeat the winner of round 1's voting. We did that an hour ago. You missed that. We'll throw both winners into the boner fight at 9:20. That's when boner of the day is decided. So pick your champion of round 2 right now. 1, 2, or 3. Remember your candidate number, the one you think should win. That's all we need in the message of the text is the number of the candidate that you think should win. 1, 2, or 3. Text that to 33986. Or you can call 877-602-9696 or go to x96.com and look for the box that says Boner Voting October 23 and vote there. Less than 300 seconds. Let's go. Round 2.
When Carrie, Bill, and Gina run out of things to bitch about, we give you a 1-hour nonstop music wingding at 10 a.m. on X96.
right, it is 8:46, time for round 2 of your boner voting.
And round 2 of the boner voting is brought to you
in part by
some delicious chicken.
And that churro I just had.
Well, I had a pumpkin spice churro.
It's San Diablo churros.
Yeah, good.
Local churro.
And that's it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Isn't that enough?
So we had boner candidate number 1. If you can rock pit hair, then go ahead and rock pit hair. And don't make fun of Amanda Stenberg because she wants to rock, they want to rock pit hair. That is their choice. Boner candidate number 2, I demand justice, these monkeys must pay. Brother of a man who was stoned to death by some monkeys. I understand your feeling of bereavement, sir. However, it is irrational of you to want the monkeys to be charged with murder.
I will sue those monkeys for everything that they have.
Yeah. What all of their fleas.
All of them.
Monkeys!
And then boner candidate number 3. Well, Trump says it's okay to grab him right there, so if I'm groping that woman on a plane, I can do it if the president can do it. Those were your 3 boner candidates, and I feel confident that one of them won a boner award.
Oh, we don't know for sure?
Well, I think somebody knows. I'm just not among them. I'm the one. There we go.
All right.
And the winner, as I suspected, boner candidate number 3. Trump says it's okay to grab them right there.
It's the winner of round 2's voting. We send it now to Boner Dome to face off against the winner of round 1's voting. Both of those candidates will participate in Boner Fight at 9:20. That's when Boner of the Day will be decided by your votes.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I'm a little dismayed.
I know you are.
Well, because I always look for lists, because as we all know,
People love a good list.
People love a good list. And I found this list, and I am here to debunk this list. I don't want this misinformation to get out there.
So this is not a good list?
I don't think so.
Well, so people are going to be hearing this list probably, and you would like, if they hear it, to disregard it.
We want people to like the list. People like a good list, but you're saying this is a bad list?
Well, I mean, I have the 10 most popular Halloween costumes
No.
for 2018.
No.
All right, well.
It's Radio from Hell with another list, because people love a good list. X96.
Like, this would be a good list.
Yeah.
Yours is
Topical.
not a good list?
Let me take a little sip of my Diet Coke that I always have.
Yes.
Before I read you this list.
You drink too much Diet Coke. You really shouldn't drink so much soda.
15 reasons you should never drink diet soda.
See?
It says.
Never? Never.
I've got the costumes here if you don't want to do that.
All right.
Number 1, diet soda is addictive. I can quit anytime I want.
Uh-huh.
I just choose not to.
Well, the only reason you should quit is for the pleasure of taking it up again.
Ooh.
Is that number 2, it offers 0 health benefits. I disagree.
Well,
if I drink,
you disagree.
If I drink the soda, I'm not eating something. Except I would like another one of those churros to go.
Yeah.
Number 3, sweet begets sweet. So, artificial sweeteners approved make you crave other sweet things, like another one of those churros.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen.
No,
but,
doesn't
but
happen.
I would
Could you get Gina another churro?
I would separately enjoy another churro, irrespective of the
Whether
amount
you-
of Diet Coke that
Whether
I've
you had a Diet Coke
consumed.
or not. Right? Yeah.
Number 4, it may be harmful for your gut. It might, affect the good bacteria in your stomach, and that has no effect on my IBS. Exists.
You don't have any
separately.
You don't have any good bacteria.
Weren't you told that you needed to take things to
separate thing
give good bacteria?
Right.
Number 5, each cup makes you crave more carbs.
Really?
Again, I enjoy
French fries, potatoes,
and that has absolutely nothing to do with. Let me take another sip of that.
Yeah.
Number
this,
6.
This list is making me thirsty.
It might trick you into eating more calories. I'm not tricked.
No.
I would eat the same amount of French fries whether I was having Diet Coke or not.
Yeah.
Number 7, it can throw your metabolism out of whack.
What metabolism?
I was born with this metabolism. It has nothing to do with number 8. Water falls by the wayside. What do you think Diet Coke's made out of? It's mostly water. That one's just an outright lie. Doesn't make you skip water for Diet Coke.
This sounds like Trump talking about climate change, doesn't it?
Number 9, consumption might be correlated to a sour mood. That's a damn lie. Number 10, your diabetes risk can significantly increase.
Who says? Show me the experts that say that.
Yeah. Sodas damage your teeth.
Don't you have an uncle who's a professor who studies these things?
Yeah, I've never talked to him about it.
Never talked about that. Oh, okay.
Yeah, maybe I should probably.
You had at one time severely curtailed your diet soda
I still have. I don't drink as much as it. This will be the only one I have today, and I'll throw half of this away. Do you know what I like, actually? The tiny cans, the minis. I have this at work, and then I'll throw most of it away.
Here's a texter. This is I gave up diet soda about a year ago after I discovered dry wines and old fashions.
Yeah.
I've dropped 15 pounds and feel great. You can do it.
And
Gina.
drinking alcohol?
That's odd.
Diet soda is a diuretic. Contributes to dehydration.
Which should make me thirsty, so I'll drink more water. You're always trying to get me to drink more water.
I'm not. I'm not trying to get you to drink more water. Have I once said to you, you should drink more water?
Yes.
Now maybe.
Mayo Clinic says that diet sodas are bad for IBS.
Oh, what are they? That's, some scientists say it's good. It depends on the science.
That's just the Mayo Clinic.
It depends. I can find you a scientist that says it's good for
What
you.
do experts in mayonnaise know about soda? Come on.
There are plenty of. I'm sure there are plenty of scientists in Atlanta, Georgia.
I used to take a Diet Coke to bed with me every night.
Really?
Like that was on my nightstand. I stopped doing that.
What a big girl.
That's better, right?
What a big girl.
We hope you'd enjoyed another list with Radio from Hell on X96.
Are the churros gone, really?
I think so.
Oh.
I would, but they're.
He's still
they
out
were
there.
Small.
He's washing his hands. I think he's done.
I could take about 3 of those to make a regular sized churro. I'm going to use this music to tell you my Disney on Ice keyword. How about that?
Okay.
Come celebrate Mickey's 90th birthday in Salt Lake City. Disney on Ice's 100 Years of Magic, playing Vivint Smart Home Arena November 15th through the 18th. See more than 50 of your favorite Disney stars, 14 classic tales, and over 30 timeless songs. Opening night tickets start at just $10 at Ticketmaster.com, or you could win some from us right now by texting this keyword to 33986. The keyword is talented, Talented, talented.
You called?
You can't win, Bill.
Oh.
Text that to 33986.
All right.
As we were driving back from southern Utah, there were deer all over the highway, and I thought, oh man, if you ever hit a deer, it is really bad.
I don't know if that's affected any of the traffic right now. I haven't seen any.
All right.
But if you do, and you get in that kind of an accident, I know who you call. The advocates.
Because more than likely, your insurance company is going to make it next to impossible to get the money that you deserve.
Yeah.
From your own policy.
Yeah, it's and if you are likely going to be injured if you do that. That's a bad accident.
And so you want to focus on getting better. Yeah. Let somebody else, let the professionals, let the advocates take care of negotiating with your insurance company.
So give them a call, and they're not going to charge you any money. If they take your case, they won't charge you money unless they get you a settlement. You can call them 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, or if you're nervous to do that, go to their website, utahadvocates.com. There's a chat feature, and an attorney will be on the chat line with you immediately. You can do it all on your keyboard. Tell them what's happened, see if they are interested in taking your case, and if they are, it's free. So 801-355-5550 or utahadvocates.com.
Over the years, X96 has sent listeners.
Radio from Hell on X96 with action figure news specialist Carrie Jackson.
Look at that. Somebody wasn't watching the door. Todd came in.
Oh, hey.
That's right.
Oh, hi, Todd.
Thursday turns with Todd on X96. Radio from Hell.
Thought I'd just wander on in and see what's up.
He's the boss. He can come in whenever he wants.
I guess that's how it happened. Todd Newcomb, he's here to do what you just heard there, that those people singing about, and but he's also the program director, and he does a show here 3 to 7 every single Monday through Friday afternoon here on X96. Todd Newcomb, hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Yes, I'm the guy that you listen to on your way home from work or whatever it is you do during the day.
And what did you bring us this
so
time?
Tom Morello, those that don't know, guitarist from Rage Against the Machine.
Yeah.
And Audio Slave.
And yeah, he was in Audio Slave and
Prophets of Rage.
Gina Barberi, big fan.
Kind of an Italian guy, huh?
No. Well, kind of.
Morello.
Yeah.
Would be Italian.
Yeah.
Right?
He's he's been doing a lot of stuff. He had that what was that project, the Watchmen, Tom Morello and the Watchmen, that was more kind of
Italian themed music, wasn't it? He played the
No.
concertina.
Anyway, he has a new solo album out just as Tom Morello. So, and it's different. Like, so that we heard this song that he did, and you think Tom Morello, you think Rage Against the Machine, you think Audio Slave, you think a bunch of choppy
he's the guitar,
guitars.
yeah,
you
he's the
think just
guitar.
it's going to be that. And he's apparently experimenting with sound and doing lots of different stuff. And the song we're going to play now, it features Portugal the Man, the vocalist from Portugal the Man, doing the vocals on it. And the music's different. I mean, it's kind of electronic.
He said, I want to create a new genre that's like kind of EDM, kind of rock, kind of. He's experimenting.
Okay.
And
So
I like. You would think I would be sad that this isn't straight ahead Tom Morello guitar because it's not. But I
Well,
still
because
like
it's
it.
Tom Morello,
Right.
you'll take it.
I was willing to give it a try, and I like it.
It's interesting because he's one of the best guitar players around, but this is not guitar focused.
Right, and there is some guitar. It's distorted and
It's
weird
just different.
sounding. Like
Yeah,
it's
it's
not
different.
at all what he's ever done. So I mean,
Well, let's hear it.
the man's I think one of the musical geniuses of our time, and his new album is out now. It's called The Atlas Underground, and the song is called Every Step That I Take.
Okay.
So this is Tom Morello, Every Step That I Take, featuring Portugal the Man. Tuesday Tunes with Todd, X96.
Okay.
That is not what I would expect from Tom Morello.
Not at all.
I like it.
But it's a fun song. It's well written, I think, and featuring Portugal the Man for vocals. The new album, The Atlas Underground, from Tom Morello. And he's got guests on all these different vocalists.
He's got Marcus Mumford, RZA.
Yeah.
K-Flay, Big Boy, Gary Clark Jr.,
Taylor Swift,
Steve Aoki.
No Taylor Swift.
He's got, I think Tim from Rise Against is
Yep.
on one of them too. So yeah,
God, a lot of talented people.
yeah, it's a cool album. So
okay,
I guess they were excited to work with him.
well,
so
yeah, I mean Tom Morello. I mean, come on.
You get a phone call like that, you go.
Yeah, for sure.
Plus, he has them over for spaghetti dinner all the time. Do a
His
song.
mom's Italian, his dad was Kenyan.
Yeah, so you have do a song and come over for spaghetti dinner. It's good.
I would.
Yeah. Thank you, Todd.
All right.
Bye now.
Are you done? I'm done.
There he goes.
All right. Tuesday Tunes with Todd.
Turns retard on X96. Ran from hell.
He's got programs to direct.
He's got more important things to do than just hang around here, waiting for another crumb of entertainment.
Haven't we given a crumb yet? Are we not quite at a crumb?
I think we've.
We promised a crumb earlier this morning.
Carrie promised a drop.
A drop is all I was promised.
I don't know if we've done that.
Didn't we when it?
Monkeys.
Huh?
Yeah.
We still,
That's that alone.
That's a drop, isn't it?
still have time
Okay.
to rip off a shred of entertainment.
I want another churro. This has been a churro week for me. I mean, I had to wait in line for churros at Lagoon, and then I get a churro I don't have to wait for, and it's a much better churro here.
You're measuring out your life in churros.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you should learn to make your own churros. It's not that tough, I don't think. It's not that tough.
So I made a dessert the other night.
You made a dessert.
You made something?
What was it? I just can't.
Come on.
I can't
Well, we
imagine.
had people over for dinner, and I thought, yeah, we could do because Joe always makes the dinner.
I'll make dessert.
You thought, what could go wrong?
And I thought, I'll make a cobbler, because it's cobbler season.
And cobblers are actually fairly easy to do.
Yeah.
So I had to take 6 apples, and it said to slice them in like half-inch pieces.
So you're making an apple, not a brown Betty,
No,
not an apple crumble.
no, it's a cobbler.
Okay.
Out of Food and Wine,
Mm-hmm.
the website Food
Yeah.
and Wine,
Sure.
and Joe was going out to do other things, and he was leaving me home alone to do the cobbler
in the kitchen.
Just follow the instructions. That's all you have to do. Food and Wine, of course, it would be needlessly complicated.
Yes.
It doesn't. I know those recipes. They don't have to be as complicated as
No.
they are.
No.
And he said, "Are you sure?" And I was getting out the Cuisinart. I'm like, I'm going to cut the. This is how I'm going to cut the apples
no,
with
no,
the.
No.
You made applesauce, didn't you?
No. But before Joe left, I'm like, "Is it so? Which blade do I use?"
You shredded them.
No, it didn't.
See, instead of the Food and Wine recipes, you should get the Chrissy Teigen book.
Does she have a cobbler?
Of
Yeah,
course.
she's got a lot of desserts, and they're all relatively easy.
Because this was like, I'm sure 40 steps
Yeah.
where only 10 were
yeah, that's-
necessary.
I don't even think you need 10 to make a cobbler.
Exactly.
It didn't look
As a matter
right.
of fact, I'm going to look for the Marianne from Gilligan's Island cookbook for you because it's filled with desserts and they're very
How did
easy.
it taste?
So I thought it tasted okay, but a cobbler, you
Yeah.
want like the crunchy stuff.
That would be the idea.
Yeah, it was like soup.
Yeah.
It was not.
All right.
That's why I spent a
I'm
whole lot of
sorry.
time on a crummy dessert.
No, well, it should have not. That's a crumble.
Oh, it wasn't
That
crumb-
would have been
no.
a crumble.
Yeah. All right. We got Boner Fight coming up, along with a reasonable amount of news before that. Got to tell you about Diamonds Direct.
Listen here. Don't have any. I don't know of any other company that stands behind their product more than Diamonds Direct does.
How so?
Well, you have zero risk. First, you get no questions asked money back guarantee at Diamonds Direct. Second, you get a nationwide price guarantee at Diamonds Direct. That is nationwide price guarantee. And third, you get a full lifetime warranty. For example, when you need that engagement ring clean, they clean it free. When you need it sized, they resize it, no charge. Even if you accidentally knock out a side accent diamond, Diamonds Direct replaces it, no charge. And finally, only Diamonds Direct will give you a 110% diamond upgrade guarantee.
That's a great deal.
Yeah, you buy the diamond now, and a year from now, if you decide to trade it in for a bigger diamond, Diamonds Direct will give you 110% of your original purchase price toward the larger stone. Like you paid $4,000 for the first one, you get $4,400 toward the purchase of a larger one. That's standing behind what you sell at Diamonds Direct. They're at 6400 South, right across from Fashion Place Mall.
X96 welcomes Disturbed to
I made a big mistake. Well, I didn't. It had to be done at some point. I haven't gotten on the scale, weighed myself, that is, since. So I had some back surgery to relieve some pressure on, excuse me, on the nerves in my back, and that has made it difficult for me to. Well, it's made it impossible for me to do any exercise. And I exercise a lot, usually.
Uh-huh.
And then I went on vacation.
Well, sure.
And
you don't ever weigh yourself after vacation.
And you always went on, and you always put on a little weight on vacation.
Mm-hmm.
So a lack of exercise for a month, and then going on vacation for however many days to Hawaii, which involved a lot of
pineapple, drinking.
A lot of
empty calories.
Empty calories. Thank you. That. Would you please? Damn it, Gina. Could you start with the euphemisms? Would you not zero right in on the problem? Start with the euphemisms. I mean, I say, oh, is Ann Flo here? You know, I don't say what, John the Rag. You having a period?
You trying to be funny?
Start with the euphemisms, please.
Before the reality?
Yeah, don't let the reality just don't smack me in the face with it, please. So 10 pounds since the last time I weighed myself.
So in a month you've gained 10.
I think I'd have to look and see when that surgery was.
You don't look like you've gained 10 pounds.
Oh, I sure feel like it. And I don't? Really? No?
You look fine.
I think you always say that though. Because I don't know, why does she always say that? Because I don't think it's true.
I'm sorry, I was chasing down things that we have to take care of here. I'm, trying to fix the show. That's all.
She always says you look fine. I think it's you say that either because you don't really look at me or at people, because I look at you. And I wouldn't say that about you.
I didn't ask your opinion on how I look or how much weight I gained on my vacation.
I didn't ask yours either. You just offered it. I didn't ask your opinion.
Okay, I won't say you look fine. I start out saying something nice and I get in trouble for that.
I don't think I look. I think you can tell I've put on 10 pounds. Can't you, Carrie?
Gina, watch and learn. Really?
Can you tell that I put on 10 pounds?
You hide it well.
But you can tell, can't you?
No.
You can't?
No. I also don't look at you very closely.
I believe that.
It's true. I don't look at anybody very closely.
I know. I
keep my head down. I do my job. I get out.
I look at people too closely.
Yeah.
Yeah, would you quit looking at me so closely?
I'm sorry, how's your eye?
It's better.
Is it really?
Doesn't-
That's what you said. That's what you said when it wasn't.
But now it's just crusty, not puffy.
What did your husband
Now we're
say
in
now
this-
that he's seen you? Did he, when he got home and looked at it, did he go, my God, why didn't you go to the doctor?
No, he's still saying it's fine, so it's fine. It's scabby.
I think that if you had FaceTimed him,
Yeah.
he would have looked at it and went, "Oh God,
Yeah.
Boots,
No,
get
he
in
was
there."
he was with me all weekend, and it was fine.
But so again, he doesn't look at you very closely. He just keeps his head down and does his job when he's with you.
Which I'm
you know-
glad that he doesn't notice I've gained weight.
No,
so
he just
that's-
keeps his head down and does his job.
Call 877-602-9696 or text us at 33986. Message and data rates apply.
All right, 9:22. We got Boner Fight coming up in about 5 minutes. So remember that information. You're going to need it when that happens. Before that, a reasonable amount of news brought to you by
Ballet West 2018-19 season opens with Beauty and the Beast, running October 26th through the 27th at Capitol Theater. Single tickets and season packages are available at balletwest.org.
Stop! We interrupt this program with a special news bulletin.
A female University of Utah student was shot and killed on campus last night. The suspected gunman later found dead inside a church with a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Lauren McCluskey of Pullman, Washington, was found dead in the parking lot of the South Tower of the Medical Plaza, a residential hall on campus, after police responded to the report of a possible abduction. At 8:20 p.m., the gunman, 37-year-old Melvin Rowland, was found dead inside the Trinity AME Church on 6 South, about between 2nd and 3rd East. The University of Utah canceled classes for the day today in response to the incident. The campus is open for counseling and other resources, but no classes. Watch out
for
those immigrants with all those kind of Middle Eastern looking people in the midst of them. They're They're getting close.
They're all brown. You
They're
can't
getting
tell
close
them
to
apart.
they're thousands of
They're,
miles away.
They're about 2,000 miles away from the border.
They're almost here.
Yeah.
And even when they're here, you know what they'll do? They'll say, "Could we please come?
No.
We'll work.
Get out.
And
Stay.
we just trying to get away from
They're-
bad people."
They're almost here because the election is close.
Last October, Chrissy Teigen, the model, cookbook author, professional social media wit, and owner of a Twitter account with nearly 3 million followers, decided to make her account private. It's not haters or trolls or generally mean people. I just feel like I'm absorbing things 24/7, she tweeted to those who still had access to her account. My body and mind just can't handle it anymore. But then came election season and the need to speak up, which is exactly what she did, to her then doubled follower count by the time she again made her account public. Much of her feed is admittedly dedicated to her home life and her husband, John Legend, and their newborn, Luna, plus her constant musings on food, from her culinary techniques to polls about the consistency of chowder. But Teigen has definitely taken care to once again raise her voice politically. Like Broad City's Ilana Glazer, Teigen has become one of the chief celebrities to troll Donald Trump on the site. Although occasionally she took up the cause all the way back in 2011 when she first started calling Trump out on everything from his so-called friendship with Hulk Hogan to his crusade to get Barack Obama to release his birth certificate. Like, I literally pose half naked for a living, and you are still the biggest attention whore I know. Donald Trump. Story will be released today. At Real Donald Trump. I want to be Miss Universe, but I need your word you won't hold me calling you a racist pig against me, okay? Hey, Donald Trump. It's been a while. I effing hate you.
That's the best one. She's great.
To deactivate your account, sign into twitter.com on the web. Go to your account settings, click on deactivate my account at the bottom, read the account deactivation information, enter your password when prompted. Do it today.
She's a treasure.
But
Utah's own.
It doesn't appear. It doesn't appear that Trump has ever responded to Teigen directly.
I thought he blocked her.
Well, that's what I was just about.
Yeah. Oh.
Her tweets did seem to be getting to him. In 2015, he retweeted someone who called Teigen a trashy guttermouth woman. Teigen, for her part, escalated her barrage of tweets in 2016. But this changed, though, when Trump tweeted, "It's very sad that Republicans, even some that were carried over the line on my back, do very little to protect their president," to which Teigen replied, LOLLLLLL, it's because no one likes you. Trump responded in the grown-up presidential manner we have come to expect of him. He blocked Chrissy Teigen. After 9 years of hating Donald Trump, telling him, LOL, no one likes you, this was the straw. He has blocked me, and she's very proud of that.
It's Boner Fight with Radio from Hell on X96.
What is that I see? Coming toward me.
What?
It's coming from the dim past.
What is it?
Oh, it's the Boner winner from the 7 o'clock hour.
All the way. I
can't see. Oh, there it is. It's coming clearer
there
now.
It is.
What was it? I don't remember.
I don't go to these things to be scared.
Oh, yes, a good one.
That was the winner from the 7 o'clock hour. It's a man who sued a haunted house because it was too scary. There was a chainsaw guy at the end, and it scared him so much he ran away and fell down and broke his wrists. Now he's suing. That's the winner from round 1. Going up against the winner from round 2, a man who was groping a woman during a Southwest Airlines flight. His defense is, well, the president says it's okay to grab women by their private parts. That's all I was doing. That's the winner from round 2.
All right, you've got to decide of these two candidates, and they're both good. Which one is the worst? Which one deserves to be Boner of the Day? 1 or 2. Remember your candidate number. Put that number in the message of a text. That's all we need in the message. Just 1 or 2. Text it to 33986. You can call 877-602-9696. Looks like Cynthia is taking votes in the producer's booth. Or you can go to x96.com and look for the box that says Boner Fight October 23. vote there. If you don't see that box, refresh. It should appear. All right, you've got about 300 seconds to do it. This is Boner of the Day. Let's go.
Start your workday at 10 a.m. with a 1-hour nonstop music wingding on X96.
All right, it's time to award Boner of the Day.
And the Boner of the Day is brought to you by...
in part
by green beans and chicken and rice, and it was good.
and assorted snacks.
Yeah. Gina had assorted snacks
it's on the menu. It says assorted snacks.
at the Indian restaurant. What an eater.
And go to Hale, Scott Hale Plumbing, Heating and Air for a $49 furnace tune-up, which includes a 19-point safety inspection. Scott Hale, amazingly different, surprisingly better. ScottHale.com.
So, boner candidate number 1 was, I don't go to these things to be scared. It's a man who sued a haunted house because it was, he got scared too badly. The chainsaw guy at the end scared the hell out of, it scared him so bad he ran and he fell and broke his wrists. And went up against number 2. Trump says it's okay to grab him there. A man invoking the Trump defense after allegedly groping a woman on an airplane flight. The winner, boner candidate number 2.
Really?
Trump says it's okay to grab him right there.
All right. That's your winner of Boner of the Day for October 23, 2018. It is now qualified to be Boner of the Week. That happens on Friday at about this time.
Hello, Richie.
It's our producer, Richard Stedman.
I showed this to Gina earlier, but I wanted to tell you guys, have you guys heard of the app Google Lens?
Yeah, I use it fairly often. It's on my, when I got this new phone, it's not new anymore, but a Pixel, a Google phone.
Do you know what it is, Kerry?
It must be camera related, I would think.
It is camera related.
Cool.
It is an app, and I did this for Gina's sweatshirt. She's wearing an American flag sweatshirt today.
Mm-hmm.
So say I'm looking through a magazine, and there's a model who's got really cool pants on, for example. I can take my phone out. I take a picture with the Google Lens, and it will tell me not necessarily those pants, but pants that would look like that. So, for example, Carrie, lean forward. I'm going to take a picture of your hat that you're wearing. Give me a second.
This doesn't have to be clothing. It can be buildings. It could be landmarks. It can be plants, and Google Lens will identify it. It'll then you press on a little thing, and it'll scan it, and if it can, it will say, it'll tell you what kind of hat that is, or maybe who made it.
Do you want to, why don't you use the hotel bell?
Okay, try that.
Try that.
You know, but sometimes it says, I don't know what that is.
And sometimes it'll bring up like an article of a different thing.
But it's pretty fascinating. It works really well. It works very well with, like, if you're in a strange city and you want to know, you're interested in architecture, and you want to know who designed a building, it'll tell you that.
So I have the picture of the bell there, and then it'll take me to different websites where I could purchase it or the history of that bell.
But I don't need to. I already have a bell.
Well, you already do. But say you're watching your favorite TV show, right?
Or it's somebody else's bell and you want one like it.
Yeah, you go to a friend's house and you really like their lamp, but you don't want to buy them the same lamp as your friend has.
What if you do somebody's face?
You know, I don't know.
I don't know.
What happens?
Well, let's try it. Here,
maybe their IMDb comes up.
Yeah, take a picture of your face and see what happens.
You're going to get Eric Stoltz.
I might. Let's see.
Eric Stoltz, The Mask, which is a funny joke for everyone.
I just said Eric Stoltz, regular Eric Stoltz.
Yeah, but everyone says The Mask.
I just Googled Richie's.
Woody Harrelson. It's either Woody Harrelson or Eric Stoltz.
It just says, what were you looking to do with Lens here?
Oh, so
What are you trying to do?
You trying to break it?
But I think it's really cool because how many times have you been watching a TV show or you see something that somebody has and go, yeah, now I can find out where to get it.
Now, Mandy wants to know, and I think this would be a good use for it. Does it work for bugs?
Yes.
Because you've often wondered what kind of bug that is.
Yes. Yeah, I've done, as a matter of fact, I did that in Costa Rica.
With bug.
Yeah, it was a bug. There was a strange-looking insect on the wall. And it gave me a couple of options. This is either this kind of bug.
This will either kill you or it's no big deal.
Or this kind of a bug. Yeah, it works fairly well.
But certainly better than, I wish I knew where I could get a hat like that or a pair of pants like that.
Or you could just ask Carrie. He's right here.
Well, but if it's a magazine or a TV show, I can't very well. Magazine.
I'm not a magazine.
No,
but
you're-
in this case, Carrie's a great example. If I had to ask Carrie, he wouldn't like that.
He wouldn't tell him.
But if
I'm not
I
telling
just
you where I
wanted-
got this. Figure.
I won't tell you specifically. I'll just say I have a haberdasher in Pasadena.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so if I wanted to find one, because I'm guessing based on what I know about you, it's probably not a cheap hat.
This one actually was. This one, yeah.
So if I wanted to find one, say that would be like a like hat, but not as expensive. It gives me the opportunity to go and to purchase those things. Just a dumb little find that I heard about yesterday and played around with several times yesterday afternoon, and figured, well, if I hadn't heard about it,
You're
maybe
walking
you
around
guys.
taking pictures of things.
So you can now get the app. So it just came on with my phone, but you can get the app now for any phone.
You can just get it in your app store. It's called Google Lens.
I've told you before, whatever I learn on my phone in the first 48 hours is all I ever do with it.
Which again kind of sums up your life,
I
Gina.
don't. If I haven't learned it by then, I'm probably not going to, and it works just.
Why bother?
I probably have that feature.
You have all kinds of remarkable.
Yeah, I don't know what any of this is.
Remarkable
Who has time to
tools.
do all this?
There's about once a month that I come across a list that 10 things that you need to know your iPhone can or can't do, and
Yeah.
I go down the list and there's maybe one
Like
that I would
Daydream,
do.
what's that?
What?
I don't know.
That is virtual reality.
Yeah.
That you need
Why am
goggles. You need the goggles for that.
Corey says that the reason that you should get the Google Lens is because it translates signs.
Oh yeah, it does that as well.
If you see a sign in a foreign language, you can translate signs.
Yeah.
I've got a similar thing on mine that does that.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Yeah, you have all this remarkable technology
It
that
does
would
what I
improve.
need to do.
No, but
Hello, this
Okay,
is me on the
fine.
phone. Are you on the other
I can
end?
text.
Yeah, fine.
I get
Okay.
my email.
That's fine.
We have more tech right here.
I know.
Than they had
The Apollo
with
11.
the first moon
Yeah,
landing.
yeah,
You know.
absolutely.
And I don't need to go to the moon, so it's too much.
I wish you would. To the moon, Gina.
All right.
Is this the moon?
Well, one of the apps you need to download. No.
No, you
No,
don't.
that's not it.
But you-
Excel Automotive Repair, but you can find them on your phone very quickly.
And you can find them on the website too, excelautomotiverepair.com.
Oh, I just saw Shannon. Oh, I should.
yeah,
find,
Shannon-
Let me find his post because it was the perfect ad for.
He went on about them
I
when we
know.
were recording at Geek Show. He loves the
Oh,
Excel
he had
Automotive
some,
guys.
oh yeah, he had some truck with them, huh?
Yeah,
you listen,
on his truck.
they're great auto mechanics, and they really will do you a fair job, a good job, and they'll tell you right up front. They may say, this is going to cost you more than you want to maybe invest in this car anymore, and they'll tell you. Don't.
No, he had taken it to another shop, and they said, "Oh, this is going to be like $800 or $900," and they took it into Excel, and he said, "Oh no, it's not going to be that much."
Yeah.
He said they saved. Oh, here. Can I just
Yeah.
read this quickly? I just got to say, Excel Automotive Repair is the best auto shop in town. They're honest and affordable. The first time I took a vehicle there, I asked them to do something that would have cost an extra $500. These awesome dudes told me it wasn't necessary and would only do it if I insisted. Just yesterday, they quoted me some repairs that were nearly $1,000 less expensive than the dealership I dealt with. To sum it up, if you don't get your car fixed up at Excel, you're making a bad life choice.
Excel Automotive Repair. They're on the corner of 33rd South and 3rd East. Take your car there. I'm telling you, Excel Automotive Repair.
Radio from Hell has a new podcast.
On X96.
All right.
I think Dick Clark's going up to Idaho if you want to buy in.
Well, not
No?
without a contract. No.
A contract?
You should never go in on a lottery ticket without a pretty ironclad contract.
You bought 10? Isn't that against your religion, dude?
Dude?
Yeah, I know.
Dude, who are you talking
I'm trying
to?
to sound young.
I know that they.
Yeah, good luck with that.
That'll do it.
Way to go, Granny.
Well, sister.
Sis.
I don't think that the church wants your
listen,
dirty
listen,
money, right?
Listen, that's the thing. That's why Mormons or
A
members
what?
of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints
There you go.
should totally get in on the lottery because they don't want tithing. They don't want 10% of it. You get to have all that filthy lucre all to yourself.
But don't they say you shouldn't be gambling?
Well, sure.
Yeah.
But if you're going to do
Oh.
it and you win, you don't have to give up 10%.
You're saying you wouldn't give money to the church if you want.
They wouldn't take
they don't,
it.
They don't want
take
it.
They don't
They,
want
they
it.
made that clear a few years ago. I remember.
Really?
They said,
Yeah.
Somebody was a heavy gambler, and they said, I'm tithing. And they said, we don't want that. That's sinful money. We don't want it.
So a word to all members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints: get in on it. You don't have to give up 10%. I know you'll say you don't have to give up 10% anyway, but for those of us who believe in that, this is a loophole. This is a pass.
But if you believe in that, you should also believe that you're not supposed to be doing.
Well, sure. You know, I mean, Sure.
it's your club and your rules, but you know.
I look at it as I'm giving an education to students of other states. That's how I look at it.
That's why you're doing it.
Yep.
Contributing to
Contributing
education.
to education
Sure,
of students
okay.
in other states.
Well, Lord knows Idaho kids could use it.
Yep. And they say it'll be over $2 billion. And he said 1.6 in that, but over $2 billion by the time it goes tonight.
I'm not even going to tell you guys if I bought tickets or not, because if I win, I'm going to keep it secret. So
Well, you couldn't, because both of the neighboring
You have
states,
to,
you have to tell who you
You
are.
have to tell.
there are ways around it
Sure.
that
Are there?
I may or may not have looked into.
Is there a state that allows you to be anonymous?
So
There's
remember,
there's a handful.
There was a story
'Cause I'd go there.
a couple months ago about a woman who wanted to remain anonymous. And in the story, they said if she, instead of writing her name on the back of the ticket, had written the name of a trust, the trust can accept. So you go to your lawyer. I'm just giving you this tip.
You mean like the Chubb Corporation? Or?
No, anybody can get a trust. You go to your lawyer and you set up a trust that doesn't have your name in it.
I tried, and Wade said nobody would trust you.
And then the trust gets it, and then your name's not attached to it. Because I know somebody we know is going to win. So there's my little tip for you.
Okay.
Go talk to your lawyer first and get a trust, and then you claim it.
This is the one thing that Gina's active in. Figuring out stuff like
yeah,
this.
my phone, no.
I like the woman. There was a woman in Illinois, I think, who won, and she got a smiley face mask, and she wore that for all of the pictures. They put her name, so it was Gina Barberi, but then she had a smiley mask so that she
Wait,
wouldn't
her
be-
name was Gina Barberi too?
Yeah, crazy, right?
Yeah.
But so then she couldn't be physically recognized
Yeah.
as the woman who had won all these millions of dollars, and
But
they
it
were
make-
like, "Hey, you have to," and she's
But
like,
just
"No,
so
I don't."
you know, it makes your life miserable. I mean, you think it won't, but
No, it wouldn't.
people will never leave you alone.
It would not make
People
my
will
life.
never leave. They'll knock on your door. They'll follow you.
They can. Not if I
Not if you
change
what?
my identity and move to Costa Rica.
Mm-hmm.
Could do that.
Your family, though. All of your family.
No, I
will-
wouldn't tell my family
No?
that I was moving to Costa Rica.
That's right.
They don't have to know. Where did he go?
Wake up, Dad's gone.
We Googled, and all we found is that he won millions of dollars.
He disappeared.
No, I would be. I'd be out. See ya. There are ways to do that. I think.
Okay, but now we know.
Yeah. When Bill
When
doesn't
Bill
show,
goes to Costa Rica.
you do Costa Rica. That's where you'd go.
Just the name that came to my head. Now I wouldn't.
Yeah.
No, it's out there. You're
secret's
going to
out.
have to pick somewhere else.
Yeah. Uruguay.
No,
Uruguay.
No.
Yeah.
All right. Let's do the promo and get out of here.
It's no surprise we're reading your things that must go on Wednesday's Radio from Hell show.
It should also be no surprise that we need you to send them to us.
Radio from Hell at x96.com and put must go in the subject line.
Then listen to tomorrow's Radio from Hell show on X96.
Of course, leave it to the chat room to find an article in Forbes about how to remain anonymous when you win the
Yeah,
lottery.
these are important things to know.
All right. We get everything done?
I think there was a crumb of entertainment in that 4
crumb?
hours.
A drop? Not even a dollop.
How about a tittle? A tittle of entertainment.
All right. Live long and prosper, bitches.
Don't you know who I am?
I'm old and lazy.
John Smith is next.
A 1 hour nonstop music wing ding starts now. X96.